Okay, yeah, we're live. Okay, I'm Will Forge, and today we will forge. We have audio now, so that's pretty interesting. What was that chime for? I always forget. Oh, is that my announcement thing? Did it work? Nope, I don't see it working in the Discord. Hmm. Did it post to the wrong channel? No. Doesn't appear to have posted to any channel. Alright, well, whatever it was, it's not working. So, whatever that chime was, I have no idea. Oh well. I guess we're gonna have to try the other thing. And I appreciate the suggestion, by the way, in chat. Okay, let's see. Well, in that case, you're gonna be hearing that explosion in the background until I turn it off, so that's gonna be kind of annoying. But, yeah. Let's figure this out. Maybe it's because it hasn't technically gone live yet due to the delay. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it will actually finally make the announcement in the channel in a minute. Oh, it does. Oh, there it is. Man, it still says audio. Technically, we are still doing a little bit of audio today, so that's fine. Let's do that. Oh man, I need to get one that'll like automatically tweet for me too. All right, you hear that explosion? All right, let's build out the map real quick so you can hear what that is. It's great. It's wonderful. Here's a 4-second delay at the beginning. All right, then it really gets started. Look at that. We have audio. Now I think it's really low in the settings real quick right now because here, this is. Here you go. Let's listen to this a little bit. Very loud. It's an explosion. I had to make it an explosion. Hold on, let me get the chat up so I can see if anybody's in here. Yep. Good to know. Ping card works. Yes, exactly. Apparently it works. So we have the actual hammering, we have the animation, we have a lot of little things added here and there that I've put in here recently. Like if you come over here, start hearing a water dripping sound. It's theoretically coming from right at the edge of the rock there that sort of formed these stalagmites. Yeah. Whole bunch of stuff like that, which I'm really excited about. Let's see. Let's fly up there and take a look at this thing up close. It gets louder as you get closer, which I love. There wasn't like a good sound effect to trigger for this kind of thing, except for, you know, an actual explosion. But the explosions were all super loud and made like, you know, after effects, after reverberations, stuff like that. So to put it up inside of the ceiling, and that kind of broke all of the reverberations. It just sort of brought it down to a simple thud, because you can't ever get close enough to hear like the. Let's see. Yeah, you can't really get close enough to hear the exact explosion sound. Let's see. It'll go off now. It's a little bit closer to an explosion right there, but everywhere else is just a thud, which works out just fine. I never really got sound effects for this thing breaking yet, and whenever it hits the ground, it doesn't seem to make sound effects if you're far away anyway. I just, you know, I guess that's just gonna have to be a thing until they make triggerable effects, because that's the thing. Watch. So I'm gonna show you how the sound effect in the middle works, if it'll let me get out of. There we go. Get back into building mode. So the way it works is up in here. Where is it? Am I on the right side? Yeah, it used to be lined up there, but I had to move it higher. Okay. So right above my little thing, I set this up so it wouldn't be included in it, so it won't move the explosion up and down with the rest of the structure. This, by the way, we can probably delete this. It was something I was going to prefab, and I can just grab the one that's actually in the base, in the map. Anyway, so this explosion's going off, and then what's happening is the script is deleting it and rebuilding it. So, obviously, that sound is going to get really obnoxious to listen to for you guys. So I am actually going to turn off sound effects. And hopefully... So we're almost inducing what we were having last time, except now we can still at least hear the audio for the environment. Because it's not bugging out this time. Okay, so if we go into this... What I've added to the script and what's been fixed. That's right, I haven't streamed since we fixed the thing. This variable is part of the fix that makes it pop less or not at all. It's identifier, it's a counter. And what it is it used to be that in here we would delete the object and then rebuild it. Let me get in a little closer. This is the you know, descending controller. And this is the ascending controller line of script, or row, I guess. Basically, this one used to delete all of the objects in the pump shroud and then like place them again, and that would actually unify it between the server and the player. So over here we've got check for despawn, and what that is where we instead of we run that one, instead of deleting it and rebuilding them here manually, which was causing some popping, we're activating a custom event which breaks that out and makes it happen on its own off on the side. And that makes it to where it doesn't really delay this, it just sort of, you know, runs it separately. It makes it a lot cleaner. It'll do it for all of the different objects and all that. It just sort of fixes that a little, you know, up. It still kind of pops a little bit, but you have to be trying to see it. And what I might do to fix that is actually move it up higher again, because I think it's moving down a specific distance and then popping back into place and then going down each time. And I think that if I move the entire shroud up a little bit and just make it go like that, you know, a little lower, it'll work out just fine. But anyway, what we got here going on is the it used to just say wait 3 seconds here, and what I did was waited 0.9 seconds, because the shroud is dropping, taking over the course of 1 second. But you don't want to drop it. You don't want the sound effect to go off at the 0.1 or at the actual 1 second mark, because it'll end up coming down, and then the explosion will spawn, and then it'll go off. So you need to wait, and then you need to have it wait just 0.9 seconds so that it'll actually come down and go off right as it hits the ground, to time it right. Then you'll spawn your explosion, wait 0.6 seconds, because I found that was perfect for the sound effect to go off, and then not a second one to go off. Delete the object, and then wait 1.5 seconds, and then custom trigger ascend, the custom event. I also have added this wait here because I was trying to see if I could get the very beginning of the match. It's sort of like it comes down, and then like it's only some of the pieces but not all of them, and then it goes back up, and I was like, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't think that this is working how I want it to, but I'm trying to figure out how to make this happen. But basically we're getting, the object at index there, and then we're doing for each object, we're setting the variable for original position. What I'm doing is I'm making it to where it also calls for the check for despawn here, and I was hoping that would also help eliminate that section where it sort of drops half of the objects down and then they come back up, but that didn't seem to do anything. But anyway, so we're waiting for 4 seconds to hopefully clear that, and it didn't change anything. And this, we're calling it to clear it, sort of unify between the server and the player, and it's still not doing it either. So it really is just at map startup. It seems to just, the first time it goes to move these objects, it seemed to be having trouble. So I'm not sure why, but we are going to have to, I'm going to talk to Clint and see if he has a better solution than these, because these didn't seem to do anything. I was thinking it was like a bug that happens just with that map startup with dynamic objects that are moving right out of the gate. You know, something would just need to be, you know, adjusted or just waiting for that moment to clear. where everything's busy loading in the map. But anyway, because I want to have... The reason I want that so bad to work at the very beginning and not just worry... Like, I could just not worry about it and let players take long enough to spawn in that it's sorted. Because whenever I do it, hold down the back button, you know, I spawn in immediately. And then I can witness it, you know, messing up. But if I don't have that wait, and, like, if we go up here and we just... I'm not going to delete it in case I need it. In case he does have a solution and it requires this at some point. Or if he... You know, whatever. I'm just going to set this to 0 again. And then spawn in and see what happens. So if we come out here, we'll already be in position and moving back up. And it's... Most of it was visible, but not all of it. And then now it's unified. And it's going to be making that sound, but we can't hear it because I turned off the audio. Got my copy of Hogwarts earlier. Oh, I saw you talking about that, yeah, in Duquesne's chat. That's really cool. It seems like a very like it looked very pretty in the so to speak, you know what I mean, like it looked like a really good graphics in the screenshots you were sending. But yeah, that's really exciting. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but I don't think I will, mainly because I'm not super into Harry Potter, and secondly because of you know, her being so anti-trans. But yeah, I don't really... It's an easy decision since I'm not actually super into Harry Potter, but but basically, yeah. The point is that, yeah, I've seen all the movies, but that's about the extent of it. Anyway, I forget where I was. What was I talking about? Was the delay at the beginning of it. I think that the reason that I think that players, because of the intro animation, the pose, and then the zooming into your head and all that kind of stuff, I think that's going to make it so that I don't need to worry about this so much, as long as there's not a spawn point that happens to be looking away from it, so that the camera is pointing up at it whenever it zooms into your head. Then I don't think it'll be a problem. I can have it mess up at the beginning off camera, and then once the match starts, it will be already sorted out. And then I just need to put some intro cameras. And what I wanted to do is make the intro cameras like pan. Like I could have the intro cameras like pan across a base, and then look toward the middle, and then like move across to the other base, you know? And that would be pretty cool. Or like pan across a base, and then look across your bridge, and then come up and look up to the center, and then have it just doom, if I can time it just right. That would be perfect. Yeah, I think that would be fantastic. I'm not big into Harry Potter either. Yeah, big into Harry Potter either. Yeah, but you're into playing every game, trying them out, like getting their achievements and all that kind of stuff, so it's a different hobby that ends up interacting, like interacting, but basically converging on the same purchase, basically. If you gotta get every game, right? So you gotta, not every game literally, but you know what I mean. I know the feeling. Like I said, I was the exact same way back whenever we had Blockbuster, but once I started having to buy the games individually and it wasn't going to Blockbuster, I was like, never mind. I wasn't as dedicated is all. less dedication to it. Let's see. But yeah, match flow, map intro camera. Let's do that. Let's put that in. I'm thinking that a good camera angle would be that. Yeah, let's do that first. Let's zoom into the base. I feel like the I want to do a... What do you think, Aaron? Do you think I should do go out of my way to make a red one and a blue one and show off both bases with very similarly timed cameras? I think you can do that. I'm pretty sure you can that, like every other object, there's you can just set it to a team. Let me see. I guess I can try that real quick. Let's see. Spawning team. There we go. Yeah. So I could be like, this is Team Cobra, because it's on red side, and that'll show off the red base. And then with the other one, I could set up a copy of this that's set to neutral, and then a copy of this that's set to, you know, eagle, and put it over there. And then that way I'd have a, you know, which base do you think I should? Your mic still cuts out for a split second, by the way. I know. I'm going to switch to Streamlabs OBS instead of OBS, but because I've been trying to set up everything else, and then having stuff with the scripting, yeah, I'm aware. I haven't actually fixed it yet. Not really. But I will. I'm going to switch completely to Streamlabs OBS, and hopefully that'll fix it, because I found that in Googling the problem, at least, I found a bunch of different tutorial or like websites with people asking the same question and not solving it ever. I'm being told it's just OBS, and that it needs to be fixed by OBS. And I'm like, well, okay, in that case I can't use OBS. I'll switch back to Streamlabs, I guess. But yeah. Okay, so we're gonna set up these cameras, I think. Okay, we got it set to Cobra. Sequence order 1, we're gonna say... My question is, do you do custom or do you do start? That's my question. Does that ping cord work for one person only, or is it anyone? I think it's up to 3 channels. It'll do it for up to 3 YouTube channels, and then if you pay like $5 a month or something like that, up $50 a year or something like that, I don't remember what it was, then you can do unlimited. So I think that it currently, it does actually only work for one person, but yeah, okay, so it does, yeah, for start. Okay, cool. Custom blending settings is time in seconds of spin blending to this camera. Duration, time in seconds to pause on this camera once fully blended. Transition, apply a fade transition. Let's do a fade in. That's what we want on this starting one. And we're going to duplicate it. We're going to go sequence order 2, custom, let unique know. Okay, I will. That sounds good. Yeah, and have you checked out my setup map yet? I released it a while ago. I went to check it out and couldn't, actually, because of some weird stuff going on with Infinite at the time, and then I never got back to it. But I do need to. I do plan to, because so you have cameras already set up there and stuff like that. So I was going to go ahead and check that out. Maybe I should check that out now and see how I did it. I think I did, what did I see about it? I forgot what I saw about the cameras. I think I saw a YouTube video recently about them, so that's all I know so far. What's going on with my phone? Oh, it's just telling me it's 11 o'clock, which is when I used to end the stream. Back at the old apartment. Okay, so let's see. The custom blend settings don't apply if you don't have the camera blend on start. These start and end are 343 defaults and have the fade stuff and blend time built in. Oh, okay, cool. So basically, if I did it as custom and I just set it as sequence order 1, then I would need to set a fade in, but it'll actually automatically create a fade in for me if I have it on start. So this doesn't really matter. I can set this to anything I want. Sorry, they don't apply if you don't have the settings on custom. Yeah, okay. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and actually let's put this here and have it sort of rotate as well. Let's not rotate per. Oh shoot, there's no. Uh-oh. That's annoying. That shouldn't be too big of a deal, but apparently it doesn't have a what do you call it? It doesn't undo camera movement, just like lights and cameras are broken. Let me see. Sorry, they don't. Okay, camera settings in this game are horrendous. We'll see exactly how bad they are. Okay, so we're gonna fade out with this one. Okay. And then we're gonna grab this one. Be all cinematic about it. Should we? Let's go on the back side. Where did my camera go? Oh, it's over there. I should have seen that. Oh, no, put it in the wall. Here we go. We're gonna be all like sort of cinematic about this. We're going to start here, looking at the, I'm going to fade into this one. Cool. Oh, we need to change our order to 3. Duplicate it. I don't know if we want to pause on these at all. You know? Do we want to pause on these positions at all, or no? That's a question I've got for you. None. Duplicate that one. And then... and then down here... I have no idea how long this is going to take or if this is all going to work out like I want it to. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's actually put this one all the way this way. And we're going to go fade out again. Or maybe even show into the doorway. I think that would be pretty cool. And then we're going to duplicate it again. And hopefully this will be around the time we'll be about to drop the thing. It might be too late. I might be putting too much stuff in before the actual, you know, maybe we'll go up the structure. And just as it hammers down, or should we pan across? Should we maybe do something like pan across and come up? That might be cool. Which case, where's my camera? All the way up there. Which case I would do it way low, down here, and do fade in. We're gonna try this and see how. Let's see. Oh, camera says, let's see. I won't be stopping long because this popping's doing my head in. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm gonna try and sort that out so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Set your field of view to 73 and fly to the location of the camera's origin point to see how it's going to look. Right, you said 7. Oh, okay. Origin point. Oh, all of my cameras are apparently slightly crooked. Is that true? Yes, maybe? Oh, that's not what I want. Ooh, boy. Okay. Okay, I need to go to camera, object, rotation, do that. And then go back to world rotation to get my correct thing. I kind of wish that, like, if you press down the right joystick, you know how it centers on it, like this? If there was, like, a special version of that just for camera. Or if they put an option in here to just, like, click a button and it'll bring you to where the camera is going to see from, you know? Just fly your camera to the spot. I'm gonna do what you said about moving yourself to the spot, but what I'm first gonna do is throw them into positions that look right. Like this one is probably easy to just eyeball, fairly easy. And then what I'm gonna do is see which ones don't look good, and then fix those. That way I can save on some time, because I want to see. I don't know, because I haven't seen them actually animate yet anyway. So I'm gonna be doing that anyway. So this will allow us to see that direction. And then we'll duplicate it, and ooh, did I change my sequence and everything? That one may not be set up right. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one should be set to 7, and the last one should be set to 6, so that's good. We'll go to camera, and I want it to look up at the structure, so it gives the idea that the structure is very large. And I want it to look up at it like from like here. So we'll go back here. Orbit around it a little bit. And ooh, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm still in object rotation. Jeez. I thought I'd switched back to world already. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's too much. There's no way that's the right angle. There we go. That's better. That won't be just mostly ceiling. Okay. So how do you watch these? Do I have to close this down and go back into... Okay. Also, all the cameras might not play at the start of the game. It all depends on how fast people can load the map data. When they load in, if some people have slow loads, the cameras will cycle longer. See, if that was Halo 5, you wouldn't need to fly to a camera. You can just test it from the tool settings. Okay. That's what I'm thinking they're probably going to add eventually anyway. And fade out. I'm sure they're going to handle that themselves. Okay, so what you're telling me though is that, let's see. Okay, so basically they might only get, that's fine. I can get a little pan across the base as the only thing that happens because the people who load in last aren't going to be perfectly timed with the hammer anyway. If I start up here, it'll just catch the bad graphics up there that happen, and at the very beginning as the animation messes up, and then the animation rights itself, and it's good for the rest of the match. So I can't start up here anyway, so having it just pan across the base should work anyway. I don't know though how to make it. Okay, I'm gonna have to start on Team Cobra for sure whenever I test it. But do I have to start a match on the map? Camera is to load a custom game. Yeah, so an easy way to eyeball is it with 73 field of view method, since that's the field of view the camera view uses. Really? It doesn't use your 90? Like, I mean, well, mine's set to 90. I mean, it doesn't use your like custom settings, so I mean to say. So I just get inside this lens. Is that how you do the You said you go to the origin point? How do you get the correct angle? Oof. I have a feeling I should use mouse and keyboard for this, because I think it's slightly more precise with this sort of thing. I think it's looking up, like, a little bit up. So you're saying settings, video, bring this down to 73. Are you sure it's not 78? Because that's the default. I imagine. Okay. So basically we'd be looking at it like roughly like this. I think maybe this works, but maybe I want it to be down so you can see the warthogs, so a little bit lower. Rotate it a little bit lower like this. It is 73, okay. Alright, I will switch to 73 then. It's so weird that they use 73 though. No, that's not where it is. Settings. Okay. So roughly this is what I'm going to see. Obviously more like that. It's going to fade into this and it's going to move over to like this, and it's going to fade out as it reaches this point. Is it going to get here and then fade out? Or is it going to fade out as it goes into it? That's my question. Because I would like it to fade out as it like, you know, moves into this camera. I imagine it's going to get to it, fade out, and then go to the next one, and that's going to be not really what I wanted. But I really want this pointing at that flag, probably. So this is definitely needs to be adjusted. Actually, I need to reset this one's rotation anyway, because this is the one that I didn't have it set to world on. So did you use this lens to like sort of guide you like this? Like do you go into the tunnel like this, or are you doing it more like look at the shape of the camera? Because this thing's such weird dynamic angles on it that I'm kind of thrown off. It's pretty smooth movement and fade. Okay, cool. That's so as long as I aim it sort of right at the middle of that flag, it should be fine. So this is what you'll see at the end. So it'll move up away from the warthog and the ghosts, and it'll sort of show the actual banshee. And if there are enough players, then they'll start in here, and you'll actually be able to see some of the players standing there on the base. Maybe that one, and you'll actually be able to see some of your allies on the base. So that'll sort of give me an idea of those. Okay, cool. And then we can go off this one next, and check it out. We've got like this bottom slope is really, it's cool, but it's kind of makes it confusing on where this is pointing. You know, where the actual like barrel of the camera is facing, the lens. Let's see. Yeah, into the lens far enough that the outside of the camera cylinder isn't showing on the edges of the screen. That's the origin point. Okay, so first I get it sort of lined up on the screen, and then I move forward from there, which is to where they're going. Okay, so this is where we'll start the next one. That's perfect, actually, because now you can see the Banshee with that red flag in the background there. This angle, I like this. I threw this together, and I just threw this into position. It looks, and I like where it is, because you can see the flag right there, and then you can see in the background the base that you were just looking at a second ago. So you have this sort of like frame of reference, and then on top of that, it's not going to like immediately turn that way and make you lose that sight. It's going to pan out and go this way, so you're going to give a chance to notice, oh, that's the base I was just looking at. So people who haven't been in the map before will see this, and then they'll immediately see that in the background. Which is good, because we have a lot of players who were not around during Halo 2 and don't care to go play Master Chief Collection. So a lot of people in Infinite will not have ever played, that will be playing on this map, will have never played Waterworks before. So that's pretty important. Let's see. So we come down here. Come into the lens. Let's see, whoops. And you go down a bit. There we go. We're centered. It's going to move to here. This one will not fade out. It'll just be in the sequence. So it's going to travel back and move across here. Going to show you the bridge. And then it's going to go... Should I focus more on the bridge? Yeah, this is looking more too far out. I want this to be more... Let's see. More angled downward at the bridge, so that seeing the background is an incidental. You know what I mean? Like, that's not... The background is... I'm showing off the entire map and giving a good view, but we're panning across. Here's your power weapon. You know where the vehicles are now. Here's your power weapon of your rocket launcher. Here's your bridge, and then we're going to show that there is a path this direction. That's fairly important in the map. It's such an extreme angle that it'll probably just be like, alright, cool, you got your bridge? Okay, cool, here we go. And it's going to go down here into this. Let's see if this is a good angle. It's a little higher than Master Chief's head will be whenever you come over here, I think. If I'm not mistaken, your Spartan's head will be a little bit higher than this position. There's the barrel. Okay. Oh, I'm not... There. It's hard to tell whenever you have the sound effects turned off, whether or not you're in the slow motion movement mode, or the, not slow motion movement, or the fast paced movement. Okay. Hey there, Razors. How you doing? Let's see. We are trying to set up cameras. Intro cameras. Let's see. So this is what it's going to look like. I want it to be looking up there, like into the doorway. So I want this to be angled, and it also looks crooked. So this one's probably, I need to fix all of their angles then, because that's kind of important. Let's see. That's too far. That's going to be looking at the wall. Or I need to move it over a bit, but I think it needs to be turned a little bit too. There we go. And actually being straight down the hallway is good. I think I'm going to go to object and tilt it just a tad, but that's about it. Okay, that looks like a good spot. I'm glad you encouraged me to do this instead of going and trying it first, because this is probably going to save a lot of time, actually. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Ocom. Okay, so this one does, in fact, feel right. Yeah, so this one's gonna pan here. The question is, should I start like this, pan up to there, and then pan back and go like that, and then have it hammer? Hopefully the timing is right. That weight thing that I have set up, I can adjust it to make the timing right for these cameras. I set it back to 0, but we can see if we can get it to be perfect. But yeah, so that it hammers just as it comes into view, or just afterward. So this one is good, but I might start one here, pan out here. What do you think? That way you can see that door and see, okay, over there you're trying to get to that blue base. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe this is too much, too heavy-handed, I don't know. But I feel like this is how I would want to be introduced to a map, is, yeah, this is where you are, this is the enemy base, this is everything. If your game loaded in well enough, like fast enough, then you get a little bit of a sneak peek on what the map is going to be shaped like and what the flow is and where you need to go. And that might, I think that seems like a good idea, right? Let's see. So you basically probably positioned yourself like this, and then move down like this to get yourself where you want to be. I think I'm actually going to go really high up, and then I'm going to try and rotate. Nope. Oh boy, which way did I rotate? Oh, this is on world. Okay, good. So I didn't really mess it up just now. I did a slight tap. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. Okay. Okay, a little further with the angular rotation, or with the horizontal rotation. Too far. There we go. And then camera, no, object. This object needs to be way more tilted. I was looking down at it out of the barrel, but I need that thing to actually be pointed at it. So hopefully these camera angles are correct, but this should then go up there, but I need to set the sequence. This one's got to be 6, that one will be 6, and then this one needs to be set higher, and the final one, we need to check it out, and we need to set it higher. That leaves 8 cameras per side. Hopefully this doesn't... I don't think cameras count very heavily towards your budget, because they haven't affected it so far, and... Okay, so we're looking at, like... this? No, more like that. Make it a circle instead of an oval around the screen. And we'll be looking at that just like that. Okay. Okay, so now we need to change the sequence to 8. The end one. And now I need it, so you're saying I need to save, end, leave, go into a match, set myself to Eagle, to Cobra, and watch that. Okay, let's do that then. Custom game. Let's see, map. My files. Waterworks. How do I switch teams? Oh, change team. It's just Illinois. You must have at least one non-observer player in the fire team. Oh, for that. Okay, I see Eagle, Cobra. Okay. I hit it too many times, that's all. Cool. I pressed it twice. You're gonna add multi-team eventually. I don't know how that's gonna work with all these Forge maps we've already made. A lot of them depend on, you know, stuff. Let's see, move some stuff around. And shoving things around that my kids put on my desk all day. Stuff on top of my keyboards and everything. Just make room so I don't spill anything. Okay.
Slayer.
This is just sitting still and staring. This is camera number 2, I guess. Something didn't work.
Give points.
I set up something wrong.
Victory.
Well, we can go back to 90 because we have the cameras in the right spot. I must have just did the settings and the cameras wrong. Let's see, and then this one needs to go back up because we are currently not hearing our pump shroud. There we go. That's nice. Got our sound effect going. But I do need to go apparently do something with those cameras I did wrong. So this is why I should have checked out your map. There you go, proof. immediate ramifications for not checking out your map, like trying harder to go into your map later. Because I had done it, like I said, I started to go into your map, and then I don't even think I might have to search for your map again even, because I don't remember if I think I went into it and went, oh shoot, I should have bookmarked it and or downloaded a copy of it or something like that before I go in, because I went in to play it first, just to hop into it, and I wasn't thinking in terms of oh wait, no, I need to go into Forge, and then so I went to back out, and then that was whenever I got distracted by the kids or something. I think they were doing their school and they needed my help, and then by the time I got back to it, it was too late and I couldn't do anything else, and I had to go do some other stuff. We had errands to run. I think we had to go. We just got a new driver's license from having to, move. And there was all sorts of stuff going on. You probably just copied the cameras and didn't set the order of them. Just check out the map now, lol. Yes, I'm probably, like I said, I probably got to search for it again because I think I forgot to bookmark it. I just got back into Forge. I'm going to check I've got the sequence correct, and if I do, then I'm going to go into your map. If I don't, then I'll fix the sequences, then go into your map. And then I'll see if I can, yeah. But it should be pretty simple. I know you were probably sending that before I got into the actual map, but just so you know, I didn't read your just check out the map now lol until after it was already loading into the map and took control away from me. Okay, so we're on red side. Got our cameras. I didn't set a root folder. These are just going to be sitting somewhere. Okay, so we got fade in, sequence order 1, and set to start. But that's not even the one it started with. It started with this one, and it just sat there with this one. Fade out, custom 2. Oh, do I need to say custom? I can't do start? If I'm doing custom, do I have to start with a custom? Or do I do start, and then it'll fade, it'll go into the custom as the next one? I don't know. Camera blend. Sets which part of the map intro sequence this camera is located. Yeah, no, that's just custom blend time. Oh, I see what happened. I didn't set a blend time. I need to actually make it pan, and if there's no blend time, then instantly went to this one. Why it didn't go to the next one, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the fade out, because there's no blend time. The fade out didn't know how long it should blend. It should fade, so then it broke the camera and didn't go to the next one. Do start and end on all of them. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm just gonna check out your map. Clearly. Okay, duration. Time in seconds to pause on this camera once fully blended. 1 start, 2 end, 3 start, 4 end. Oh, okay. I understand. So this one wants to go end. What about the ones where I want 3 of them? Do I just have to do custom for those? Also, should I do... Okay, so 1 start, 2 end, 3 start, 4 end. Okay. So blend time will be 1. That means it'll pan over. 1 start, 2 end. And these 3, because there's 3 of them here, I have to do custom. Is that how that works? So this one will be 3 custom fade in, I mean. Blend time will be 1 second, which means, I think that means it'll take 1 second to fade into this one. And then this one will be no transition, but it'll be blend time probably 2 seconds, maybe 3, because I want this to pan across that rocket launcher. I think I maybe need to change the sequence of the last, or the amount of time it takes to get to that first, or that second one. Okay, this one, I wanted to go a little bit faster, like it's going to speed up and then zoom into that hallway, like to give you like a sort of sense of momentum. So there's that. It's super tedious trying to figure out that custom blend stuff, because you need to go into customs to check how it looks like. Yeah. And then this one, I think I'm going to increase this to, I want to pan across the base for 3 seconds. Okay, so now we've got like a lot of time. We actually know how long this is going to take before we get to that hammer. So I will need to adjust that timer up there pretty good. In the script, I mean. Because that's like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, I think 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7, 8. And then we've got, where is it? This one. And this one is going to be, I guess, 3 customs again. And then 8, and then, gotta blend into this one, 1 second. Fade in. 8, 9. We're gonna go, this is gonna take 2 seconds to pan up there. 10, 11. Where's the other camera? 10, 11. And we're gonna do 12. We're gonna make this fade, like, come back here really quick. Duration, this one's gonna pause here for like 2 seconds, or maybe 3 seconds, because that's how long it takes for it to wait and drop, so that I'll have a window of 3 seconds for it to drop and hit and hammer right at the end there, and then it'll do a fade out. So hopefully that all works. Does that look right? I actually need to learn that 3 camera setup. It's probably how you're setting it up. Okay, cool. So that looks roughly right. Should I test this now, or go straight into your map and just to verify? Because if it seems like I'm following your directions, because anyone else can go straight into your map and just use your map, but you're here with me, helping me directly, so maybe this is even better for me and for anyone watching. Because your expertise is here. But I could go into your map instead right away, or I can go in and test what I just did and see if that works. Does that sound like a good idea? Should I hop into mine, hop in and test it, or should I do it? Test it. Okay, let's do that. Custom game, especially because we just did, I guess especially, I mean, because we just did that. Let me make sure I'm not add a name, version history. I want to go make sure I'm in the right one. Nope, that's not how you do it. I think I just hit play and it'll ask me, yeah, latest version. There we go. But my map has more than just the cameras. That's true, and that's the other thing, is you show how to set up a lot of stuff with your map, like objectives and stuff like that. And for anyone watching, and to continue advertising your map, because I think it's a really cool idea to have that base, line example map. It's do you have like spawn zones set up and everything? Because I know how to do it from Halo Reach, and I just did it like it was Halo Reach earlier, but I have no idea if I did it. I don't know if I did it correctly. I have an idea I did it correctly, obviously, because they probably did it like similar to Halo Reach, but I don't know for sure. So I was wondering if you know, if you've tested it and tried them out and stuff like that.
Slayer.
Hey, that panned, and then it's gonna fade out, and well, that went fast. Whoa. Okay, those went way too fast. So the custom ones worked, but they went super fast. Yep, spawn volumes and everything. I have a question. Is it... Okay. So the panning, it's since start, isn't it?
Victory.
I tried to make multiple examples of positive and negative weights. Awesome. Yep, cool. Spawn volumes and everything. Yes, with spawn volumes and everything. That's really cool. Because, yeah, it's just... I find them to be very interesting. The way that they do spawn zones. I was like, there was a one website on the entire internet that had like accurate information for Halo Reach. I think I understand how to do those pause times. I don't think it means after the last camera come into this camera for take 1 second to enter into this camera. I think it's saying, you know, now that you're, once the match starts, get to this camera within this amount of time. Is that true, or am I wrong? I'm about to try that, like, go and take a look, but yeah. Also, I think that thing you're doing with the spawn volumes outside the map is pretty weird. I think it's not what you need to do. Okay, so it might not be, but I know that the spawn volumes only add weights for actual spawn points, and those spawn volumes outside the map probably aren't necessary. Gigantic blocks might do just as much or better, because they definitely won't spawn someone inside of an object. You see, you just need enough safe respawn points so people don't spawn outside the map in the first place. I agree, and I do have plenty, and those safe respawn points will probably not, like, even with 24 players, there's probably going to be at least one of them that's not going to have a cone on it. But it seemed like a bug as well, because there were some maps that, like, definitely had enough safe respawn points and should have been good to go, but they were still spawning outside the map. And I was like, so I was just worried that might be a thing. So I was just gonna cover my base. So these first two sequenced correctly. It faded out nicely, and I was like, that's really promising. And then we got to this one, and it just went really fast through it. And I'm wondering if, so is this blend time? It says time in seconds to spend blending to this camera. Is this since the game starts? Like, I've got those first two. And this one blends instantly because it's the start camera. Where'd it go? There it is. And it blends to this one. That's 3. Do I set this one to 4? Because I want it 1 more second beyond 3? I'm beginning to think that's the case. Like, get to here by 4 seconds in the match time. And then get to here by 7. And then get to here by 8. And then this one would be 9. And then I think this one's going to be 11. We just went through this counting it up. Not from game start. Also, the blend time on your second camera means nothing because it's not set to custom. Okay. So, in that case, I thought that the blend time here was what fixed the problem where it was starting on this camera, to be honest. Because it looked like this one went, but it was just because it was set to because I set the camera to blend to end. Right. That's right, because you had me change that. That's what fixed that. Okay, I understand now. And then this one, then, so I don't need this to be set to 4. It went way too fast last time. We're gonna go 2 seconds. We're gonna go 3 seconds into this one because I think that fade counts. Like, once it starts fading, it's leaving that camera, and the fade in over here counts toward this, or at least the fade in here counts toward this 3 seconds that we're... Oh. Wait. Will it fade in and then start counting this time that we pause on this camera? Or will it just... Or do I need to give it time to fade in with the custom? I don't know. By the way, I know that the stream is bugging out for me, I know, because it's telling me 0 concurrent viewers the entire time you've been chatting with me. And it's like, that's not possible, YouTube. It's impossible. He's sending me chat. There's no way. So we want to pan here for another 3 seconds then. I'll set that back to 3 seconds. And then this one back down to, we'll do 2 because we want it to rush, but I don't think we want it to rush like 1. You know, we want it to be like 1, 2. Like, yeah, that sounds a little more of a smooth count. This definitely doesn't need to be 9 then. The fade in, we'll give it 2 seconds to fade in, and then it'll immediately start moving. And then that'll give us this one. Let's see, the duration on the first custom camera should be at 0 seconds. Then it should be like 2 seconds for the second and third. Okay. Gotcha. So this pan should be like 3 seconds. I kind of want to pause here, not for a full second. We're going to go 0.5. But apparently you have to do that as a custom entry. Now it's flying to the second and third cameras because the duration is at 0.1. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're talking about... Okay. I thought blend time was how... Like, if this one's blend time, it's set to 3. I thought that was the time it took from... Like, I thought it would pan here into this camera. And whenever that happens, I thought it was going to take 3 seconds because I set this one's blend time to 3. So I thought basically setting this one to 3 is what sets that, but you're saying that the fly to the second camera because the duration is at 0.1. So I need this to be set to 1 second, so it'll fade in. Blend time and duration. I'm talking about duration. Yes, exactly. So duration needs to be at 1, so it'll actually fade in, or maybe even 2. But we want it to fade in, and give it time to fade in. So we don't need this to be blend time. We need this to be like, yeah. We want it to fade in, and then, well, probably fade in and immediately start moving. So fade in and then start moving should be like 1 second, right? Something like that, maybe 2, but I'll figure that out, I guess. No, 1 second on the... No, first one at 0 seconds. For the blend time, or the duration? I think you mean the blend time. But we've got a delay, so I may have already done that. So I'm waiting to see what you say. Man, if we were in like a Discord call, I could just you and me just chatting directly, and then that would just be audio would be on my website. Brought that, and then there would be no delay. But I don't know if you're like at work on your phone or if you're like, you know, I have no idea how you're watching, so I don't know if you're able to do that. So this one is going to... Okay, I see what you mean. So, yes, it takes 2 seconds to blend into this one. Or it takes this time in seconds to spend blending to this camera, but we're not spending 2 seconds on it. So we're immediately jumping to the next one. I see. Right? I can join the Discord. Okay, sounds good. Do I have an audio channel set up on Discord? If I do, then we can definitely set that up immediately. Voice channel, lobby, and gaming. I have no idea what these two are. I don't think I made these. We can hop into gaming, I guess. Let me see, is that... Doesn't appear to be acting like I'm talking. Is it expecting me to use my headset? Is that what it's doing? Hello? We'll have to find out whenever you get in if you can hear me. But it is lighting up green now whenever I talk, but I can't tell if it's through my mic. Oh yeah, I think it's using this microphone because it stays green longer. Okay, so yeah, if you jump into the gaming voice channel, is that one available to you? Can you even see that? Permissions. Let's see if it's even available. Here, I'll hit view channel.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, there we go. Cool. Let's see. I don't think it's using my headset. Oh. Okay. So let me close out of this. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay,
It's still cutting out.
Gotcha. Okay, so let me see if I can
check the
get...
Discord sensitivity settings.
And you're coming through my speakers instead of my headset, so I'm trying to find where... I always forget where these options are in here. Okay, appearance, voice and video, there we go. Okay, output, default, no, let's go to the headphone. No, it's the... Is it headphones? No, I think it's USB audio device. Right, there we go, that should fix that.
Whoa, my mic sounds distorted as hell.
Microphone. Oh, does it? It might sound a little bit better now because it's not coming out of... Oh, it was coming out of my microphone. So my microphone here has it's designed to where you can also take it as a mobile microphone, so then it's got a speaker built into it so you can hear back what you're recording into, like, you know, an SD camera or an SD device, a card. And so I think you were coming out of that speaker, and it might have been warping the quality of the audio too. But I don't know. You might still sound distorted as far as you just sound like you to me. So then let's see. Microphone. It's set to the HD webcam, so you're going through my webcam's microphone. Let me switch you to. This might be a little bit better. Does that sound better for you?
Much better.
Awesome. That's the actual fancy microphone, not the one built into the webcam. So there we go. Well, it's fancy to me. I bought it for this, but it's not like really expensive. Okay, so yeah. So you were saying, okay, that means we've got like real time conversation. So, so you were saying with this. So the blend time set to 0 and duration set to 1. Is that correct? What you were trying to tell me? For this,
So
for
the duration, I know that on the first one it should be 0.
Okay.
Because when you're coming to that camera, you don't want to like stand still on that camera.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
You want to instantly jump to the next one.
When you're going to the next camera, you want that duration to be something.
Okay, that makes sense. I was whoops, I held that down. I was thinking blend time would set it, basically create the duration, but you're right. We gotta do both of those, don't we? So because I don't want to pause on this second camera for very long, like staring at the bridge, I want my blend time to be equal to my duration, right? So that I use up the entire time I'm using this camera to blend to it, right? Is that about right? The second camera in the sequence, I mean.
Sorry, I forgot what you said.
So like the first camera, I've got
said.
blend time is 0 and duration is 0.1. And then the second camera, I'm blending to it. I want the duration to be 3 so that it takes 3 seconds before it goes to the next one, right? But then I also want the blend time to be 3 so it spends the entire time it's on this camera moving to it. So I don't sit here on the camera, right? Just staring at the bridge. I want to all be movement time, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's what okay. So I'll set that up.
Oh, yeah, the duration.
Yeah.
The duration is when it's fully on the camera, it's gonna pause on that. So I'd say, like, don't put that higher than 2 max.
Oh, okay. I see.
Because you don't want it to stay, especially if you want a smooth movement with the 3 cameras, then like maybe 0 on the second one, so it doesn't stop there at all.
Yeah, that was what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm discovering this right now as well. Like I haven't put that much research into the 3 camera setup.
I did just realize it does say after in the description for duration. It says time in seconds to pause on this camera once fully blended. So yeah, it should do blend first, then. Yeah.
So I think the blend time is the time it takes to move from one camera to the other camera.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if you have that on 0 seconds, then it's gonna teleport. But if you have that on 5, then it's gonna smoothly move between the 2 cameras within 5 seconds.
Gotcha. So I have another question. So all 3 of these need to be set to custom to do all 3 of them, right? To have them all like actually use. Okay. So I don't need a start and end whenever I'm also using custom.
No.
Okay.
The start and end ones are defaults from 343.
Okay. So this should work according to all that. Let's see if this one's still set to really high. Yeah,
also,
this one.
I'd set those for sequence 1, 2, and 3 now that you're testing, because you're not gonna see them if you just load up Waterworks on your own. You're not gonna get to those because you're one player loads in quicker than it gets to the second set of cameras.
That makes sense, yeah. So if I go... So these are 1, 2, and 3, and like sort of set the original starting ones to like, 4, 5, and 6 or whatever. Or
Yeah.
4 and 5 rather. Then that'll let
Yeah.
me test those. Good point. 4 and 5. I might turn audio back off again. Not your audio, but the audio for the for that explosion that's constantly playing in the background. It's whoops, wrong button. That's not really gonna do the cameras. I need to actually quit. I wonder if they'll have like a test cameras button at some point, where you can just like have it fly through the cameras.
Nice.
Let's see. Custom game. Technically, my lobby is still open if anybody wants to jump into the map at some point while I'm here. While I'm doing this. So it was marking you, my concurrent viewers says 1 now, and I assume that means we actually have someone like you and one other person, because it was marking you as, like it was saying 0 while you were in the stream. And now it's up to 2, so.
Oh well.
Yeah. Gonna test these cameras, and we'll be able to hear, for these new people coming in, we're about to hear the pump shroud has audio and it's animated and everything. That's kind of cool. So, and then we'll be able to test these cameras, see if they actually go through their sequence like we're wanting them to, and this is Ocom we're talking to over Discord, and he's got a map that displays how to do all of this anyway. So if you want to check it out. That was really fast, and then it goes to this sequence. I must need to set it to something like 1 second at least. Maybe 0 is too low. You know? Like it must... I've got it set to the 0.1 or whatever. The minimum it'll go. But it must need to go to... Well, I didn't stick around to hear that pump shroud. I said we were going to show off the pump shroud, and then I immediately left. But yeah.
I'm testing this now as well with the 3 cameras, and I just remembered that like the first camera, it goes by super fast. I think it starts when you're loading in or something.
Yeah, I think it might be that the fade in counts. So like while it's fading into that camera, it's like, okay, we hit 0.1 second, get to the next camera. You know what I mean? And so it's like, yeah. So you either need, I guess we need to increase that on that one at least, and then the next one is sort of like, yeah, I don't know. And the fade looks like it takes like 2 whole seconds to do. So we might need to put 2 seconds on it. I was just based on what I just saw. It might be 1 second, but it looked like 2.
I'm gonna try putting the duration on the first camera to like 3. Because now what happened when I loaded into this map, the first camera I saw was pretty much the second camera position, and then it already moved to the third.
Yeah.
So it skipped the first one because it already had been there ages ago.
Was that with the with fade in setup, or was that without fade in?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it probably just it happened while the screen was black still. It jumped to the second camera by then, and then we went over to the third. That's what I was saying too, is something like that. So yeah, I think we're solving it. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
My thing just said lost connection to the server or something whenever I was trying to load into my map.
Yeah, I saw you had like unstable packet loss when you were quitting out of the map.
Yeah, I get unstable packet loss in Halo Reach. Halo Infinite, the entire time I'm playing. I don't know why. I've got gigabyte internet, but I think it's upload speed or something, because my ISP is the fastest in my area, and if for non-business purposes, for users, and they max out your upload speed at 40 megabits per second, but then your download speed can be a gigabyte, so it's or gigabit rather, I guess.
Oh,
whatever
I'm
it's called.
Living with like what's the right term? 10 megabit. Yeah.
Well,
10
that
megabit internet.
for download or upload. Because that sounds...
Both.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised you're able to forge. Whenever mine goes below 150, it, like, starts bugging out and, like, crashing and all sorts of stuff and having way worse issues than I currently have. So that's crazy. But it's also possible that, like, you've got, you know, more reliable servers you're connecting to. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like, if you're not getting that unreliable packet loss in there, at least you got that. Because distance to servers is also important, and I live in Louisiana. We get hit by enough hurricanes that our wired, all of our cables are shit, you know. So, yeah. Just the junction box outside my house needed to be replaced whenever we moved in here, so, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Everything gets wrecked all the time. But,
I set the first camera duration to 5, but it's still teleported to the second camera.
Interesting. Is it the fade in? Do we need to let it fade in more? Oh, jeez. What is it doing? Oh, is it creating a backup of my map?
What's happening?
It's saying it's, right whenever it's trying to get into the map, it's like booting back out and saying the connection timed out or whatever. I kind of didn't read the actual message it gave me, but it was something like that. But now it's loading back in. So.
Go into version history and press revoke session.
Yeah.
I've had a bug where it thinks that somebody's forging on the map, so you need to revoke the session and then it lets me get back in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have been the editing icon on every single version.
I've been jumping in and out. Oh, you know what it could also be? If I hit leave match instead of end game while I was in there testing it, could that affect it? Could that also make it a session that I'd have to end? Or would that not do that? It's got to be a forged session to interact.
It's a custom game, so it's a different thing.
That's true, yeah. Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
Okay, it's saying, attention, there was a problem with the dedicated server, please try again. I just closed the entire game and reopened it, and it's still saying that. I think it's saving off an emergency backup.
And revoke session.
Okay. Let's see, view details. So you go, oh, nope, version history, went one too far. Revoke session. Is that option only there whenever you can revoke a session? Or is it always there?
No, I think not. I think it's always there.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just seeing it on your stream now, and you had the editing icon on every single version, which was that bug that I described. So
gotcha.
The revoke session thing should work.
Okay, cool. I'm glad to know that because I've seen this before, and I usually just wait like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then eventually goes away on its own. But like,
yeah,
that's a long wait, especially if you're in the middle of a stream. So,
yeah,
yeah. Just tell everybody, I'm just gonna play a match, and whenever it's done, it'll work. You kind of have to do that whenever it does the autosave, though, which really bothers me. Like whenever it crashes, like about 25% of the time, it'll start creating an autosave for your map, depending on how it crashes. But like about a quarter of the time, it'll be one of those crashes that does that, and then I'm sitting here waiting the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, it's getting in now, though. How's your camera stuff going on? Did you get anything else sorted or really figured out?
No, it's acting weird. Like I put the blend time and the duration at 4, but it's still teleporting to the second one. Like I have those on the first one.
I have. So have you tried doing? I was just thinking, making it to where custom is only the middle camera for the 3. Like do a start for the first one, and then do an end for the third one. That's what I was about to try after you said that. After you were saying that you're having trouble with it still, I was about to try that. So I just set mine like that, and then I'll go ahead and switch over. We'll sort of see how fast our computers can load and do a little bit of a race here between them. Because my computer...
Figure out the trick first.
Let's see. I went to multiplayer and said custom game. Let's see. my files. I think it's... I had to close the game and reopen it, so I gotta set all that back up again. I'm on Eagle. I need to be on Cobra. Okay. Now it should work. Let's see if this will start with the... I just set it to start and then an end for the third one. And the middle one is still custom. Because actually, now that I think about it, there was a tutorial video I watched at one point that had no like voiceover, no like text on the screen, nothing. It just had him doing it, and then it was over. And it was like, so it was really simple and not very helpful. But but I think this is actually how he set his up. Now that I think about it, he set up a 3-camera for his, and it was only the start of the match too for his. So, he didn't have any like additional cameras after that. So it could just be that's messing up because we're trying like, you know. Well, I guess I'm trying like 3 different sequences.
Slayer.
That kind of fixed it. The timing needs to be adjusted, but that did kind of fix it, yeah.
Out to seize the enemy.
I am looking at the timing, though, of loading in and thinking, man, maybe I want that hammer coming down in the second part of it and then pan across the bridge. Because, not leave game, I'm going to end game just in case that caused the bug earlier for me earlier. I don't know, it probably didn't. Like you were saying, that's custom games, it shouldn't have anything to do with it.
I checked the stream and it didn't like really look like it fixed it, like it teleported straight to the second one.
Well, at least it didn't. It took its time for the third one, though. So I'm gonna try and now tweak the timings of my cameras and see if that works.
So you, third one wasn't working for you either before this?
Yeah, it was like, well, it was zooming into it really fast and then just ending really, really quick. Like it didn't take its time. But I could be wrong. I still could be wrong. Maybe it didn't actually fix it. Because I didn't set I didn't adjust the fade in time or the like pause time. I forget what they're called. Those 2 timing.
Yeah.
Blend time and duration. I just had to look up at our chat from earlier whenever you told me. Whenever you said blend time and duration, that reminded me. So I didn't adjust that just now. I just set it to beginning to start and end, and I just went with whatever settings I had it on before. So I might have had it on like 0.1 seconds and then set it to beginning or to start, and then so it started there, but it still didn't spend in much time there. But at least I saw some of the transition into the next camera, which before it was like starting on the second camera practically. Like there was just like this little tiny bit of movement, and then it went on to the third camera before, and then that was way too fast before as well. So I think I think this is what's fixing it, at least.
I love how there's no documentation from 343 about these.
Yeah, I think that they're working on. They didn't want to. Probably aren't wanting to release it in piecemeal. And since it's still in beta, they're probably planning to change some of these things. And so they're like making one giant document, and it's just taking so long that they haven't released anything. You know what I mean? But yeah, I bet when they get out of beta, they'll have one. Yeah, my blend time was set to 0. My duration was set to 0.1. So that's probably why it's still jumped.
On which one?
On my start camera, so it still didn't take.
It doesn't matter if you have it on start. That's just gonna use the 343 settings.
Oh, that's true. Oh, is that for blend time duration as well? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it just did it for the fade in, but yeah, okay. So that should have worked then. Maybe my duration on my second camera needs... No, my blend time is set to 3 on my second camera. Duration was set to 0.1. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I didn't find a fix. Maybe if I just up the blend time to some insane number, it'll actually work. I don't know. I'm gonna try some settings here and see if this at least changed it. Just to see, you know, overdo it to see if that's it, fixes it, and then to over fixes it rather. See if it'll what? Oh, that's right. There's a bug. Yeah, never mind. My lights were all, you know, like 2 meters below where they're supposed to be, like they are whenever you load into a map fresh, and it bugs out.
I haven't run into that.
Yeah, it's real weird. It's like some of the time whenever you load into a map, like initially like go back into Forge and load into it, it will it'll basically all your lights and some of your dynamic objects will just be offset from where they're supposed to be, usually like just straight down vertically, you know? I've never seen them in any other direction. They're all like always like straight down vertically, and they'll be like 2 meters, or it'll be like 30 meters, like it'll be really far away from where it's supposed to be. And then the only way to like clear, well, the easiest way to clear it out, I don't know if there's another way because I haven't looked for one, is just to hold down the back button so that it actually, you know, starts a, like your, like a real, you know, physics and all that stuff and the lighting and everything. And whenever you do that, it puts them where they're supposed to be, and then you can go back into edit mode, and then the rest of the time you're editing, it's where it's supposed to be. So
Slayer.
it might be because I'm so high up in the map. That might be some kind of weird bug for being this high up in the map. That didn't look bad, but it wasn't. Let me see. I wasn't paying enough attention once it actually finally loaded in. Let's restart the match
Points.
and watch that intro one more time.
Slayer.
That was a little better. Let's see. Restart the match one more time. Let's see this intro again.
Slayer.
Yeah, it's giving me some time. I said it's like some weird, really high, insane numbers. Definitely the one on the bases is way better. Because it's just the default start-end transition. But I think we've got at least something here. I'm not sure which of the numbers that I blew up to, you know, I think I have it set to 4 and 6 or something like that. One of them was set to 4 and one of them was set to 6, I believe. So something is taking a very long, is not affecting things like it's supposed to. It's funny because if that's like a bug in their cameras, then they're gonna fix it, and then we're gonna have to all go back in and fix all of our maps, because then we're gonna have to like blow up our numbers to like 8 or something like that to let transition properly, and then they're gonna fix the bug, and then it's gonna be taking 8 whole seconds to transition between 2 cameras. It's gonna be funny. That's one of those things that like I'm really concerned about is they'll make updates and then it'll like break all of our maps in some way that like they cannot be used and we have to start them all over again or something. It would be terrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did some testing with the cameras, and you can make the first camera be a fade out and then the second camera a fade in, and it'll like teleport between those if you have the duration and blend settings set up correctly.
I wonder if the end camera counts as a fade out as well, using the 343 default settings. I wonder if that counts the same way and will transition the same way.
I don't know.
We'll see. Actually, I think I also set the linger time on that initial camera higher, and since it wasn't a significant change, but setting it to like 6 and 4 seconds is a significant change, I wonder if that was actually part of my experiment. I set the duration on this first camera to 1. Blend time was set to 0. And then on the second camera was where I like blew all the numbers up really high. I had them to 4 or 6 on the blend and 4 on the duration. And I don't know which of these. I don't know which of these things I just did actually made that happen. Maybe I'd increase this duration here to 3 or 4 and see if that will be the thing that changed. I don't know. Can't change everything all at one time because then I don't know which of the changes actually helped.
By the way, does the camera have labels?
Oh.
Is it like different cameras for stockpile or something?
No, I don't. I was just doing it by default.
Oh no.
Do I need to do that?
No. But does it have, like, does the map intro camera object have label options?
Oh, it might. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. I thought you were asking if I had set them up. My bad. I think it does actually have the label options. I know you can set it different teams, because that's why I have it right now, and I'm hoping to put a copy of this on the blue team side. But other than that, I'm not actually sure about that, though. With the I'm not 100% certain whether or not it has labels, but I think it does. Because you're right, it'd be really good to be able to pan across. Like if you use if you play like neutral flag to show where the neutral flag is, would be a really good idea. And actually, you could set up. In my case, I'm planning on doing 3 different sequences. I could show the base as the, default, and then I could be like,
Slayer.
yeah, no, that went really fast. Okay, so it definitely isn't the duration on that first camera, which I think you had already figured out, but since I had done these numbers and saw a slight change, I was trying to see if it would be related, if I'd actually found it, but
I think it might be the thing to make the first camera be just start, second camera be the custom, and then third camera end, because I had all 3 on custom, and I had set 10 seconds for blend time and duration on all 3, and it still bugged out the first camera. So I'm gonna test like the start and end on those
makes sense.
now. Yes, camera object does have labels. Nice.
Good. So we can be like, yeah, only show the base. In my case, I can be like, only show the base and then the pump shroud. But at the beginning, I can change if it's the base or if it's showing like where the skull spawns, or where the where the neutral flag or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to set that up in my setup map. If we figure this out now.
Yeah. This whole, like, I really like the idea of having some really cool fluid intro, because I think that's, first impressions are really important.
Yeah.
So I also want this set up
Always
before
love
I
it.
publish the first version.
Love it when you load into a Forge map and it's just they set up, they placed only 1 camera on the map, and then it's just your
It's like
screen is
vibrating.
chittering. Yeah.
That's always great. So I've got my second one, sequence order 2, blink time is at 6, duration at 4. I'm going to blow up the duration to 20 and see what happens. And go really high, just as an experiment, and see what
Good.
happens.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely how they do it. So, first camera start, second camera custom, third camera end.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they do it. But this is not... Even though I have these 3 cameras set up in like a smooth arc, the blending to the second custom camera is weird. It's like moving to it in a straight line and then turning in a straight line to the second one. It's not like a smooth one.
Actually, I think I was saying that
Figured that
too. It didn't seem super smooth for mine either. I wonder if they're planning to add in, like, how you can do in scripting the, like, sine wave shapes and all that kind of stuff, where you can, like, make
for
it,
the movement.
ease in and all that stuff. I wonder if they're gonna put a tab there, or like a little area in the edit for that, for the cameras, and they're just not there yet.
Slayer.
Well, that definitely moved a little bit slower. It's kind of insane, though. I had to set to 20 on the duration for the second camera. It's almost like the custom cameras are counting in milliseconds instead of, or something like that, you know what I mean? Instead of actual seconds. But I feel like I had time to see that one. I should have just restarted the match a few times to really test it, but I've already quit out. But yeah. It seems to have been a little bit more time. Are we gonna have to set the second one to like 100 seconds to make it like smooth or something? And then they're gonna release an update and it's gonna fix it, and we're gonna have all of our maps looking real goofy. It's gonna be like
So
pan
try
over.
now setting Try setting the first camera to start and the ending camera to end.
Okay.
And the middle cameras can be on custom.
Yeah. Have they fixed any of the texture bugs that happen? Like, I just realized I can close this up.
That's season 3.
Okay. That, I mean, it's taken me so long to make this map. Oh, we're almost there. I don't know if were you around when I first started? Let's go! Exactly.
No,
someone in chat says...
I watched the first VODs.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was day 1, I started on this map, and I'm still not done yet. Regret just came in and was saying, let's go! I wonder if that was whenever I was actually starting up that map.
No, I think that was ages ago.
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
that for like 10 minutes already.
Man, I'm really bad at keeping track of chat because of where it's located. It's like just into my peripheral where I miss it. I need to move it. But I've got a bookshelf right there, so I don't have room for my my monitor there. So sorry, Regret, for missing that message for so long. But yeah. Let's see if this will load in.
Man, I set the blend time to 10 seconds, but it's like it's not doing anything. From 5 to 10, it's not doing anything different.
Mine, I put the duration to
custom
20 on the custom camera in the middle. Instead of the blend time, I just put the duration to 20, and it seems like it's slowing it down a little bit by a little bit as I go that high. Let me just make sure I'm not being crazy and set it to a full 100 seconds and see what happens. And that will really give us a good test. I should have done straight to 100 the first time, but yeah. He said, all good, buddy. Good, thanks. Let's see. And then we got the pump shroud making noise, Regret, which is really cool. It's animating. It makes noise. I built the structure around it. I've got some other audio thrown around the map in various areas. Let's see. Waterworks. Let's see. Latest version. Where like I've got some water drops around in various areas around like stalagmites down the ground. So whenever you're like taking cover, you're gonna hear some dropping water. Like it's actually building these stalagmites over time. And yeah, we've got a lot done today so far. Or not today, yesterday. We did all that yesterday, off stream. But yeah, or I did, I guess. I think I need to add that second tunnel in the ceiling because back whenever I wasn't adding it, I was thinking that I was about to hit the 7,000, but I think that was a false alarm, like a bug. Because at this point, because I was like. I was forging on stream, and then suddenly it told me that it didn't say that I was out of budget. My budget was fine. It said you have placed the maximum limited number of objects or something like that.
Object limit reached. I saw that.
Yeah, and it just told me it lost connection to the server.
It's like panic mode, started deleting stuff.
Yeah, deleted some light parts, and we've actually, and all I probably reduced it by like 140 to 160, somewhere in that range at that time whenever I was deleting stuff, and then I've never run into it again since, but I've placed a lot of stuff, so I really think that it was a false alarm. Like I placed like all the weapons since then, all the vehicles, I think some of the spawn points maybe, I don't remember, and built the hole with all of the like the vines that are dripping down from there. They're like hanging. And then like placed all these special effects, built the area around, rebuilt the shroud. Oh, I guess I generated a lot more objects whenever I deleted the old shroud too. So I got more from there. So maybe closer to 200, but still. Connecting to server. Let's see if it'll actually successfully connect to the server this time.
I set the duration to 100 and it did nothing different.
Oh, jeez.
On the camera.
Yeah.
Super weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with it then.
Also the jaggedness of the camera transitions. I think you might have to like brute force it where you actually
place like 6 cameras in a row.
Yeah.
That might work
like
actually.
10.
Actually, that might work where we could just put a custom camera right behind the start camera, so it'll go to the start camera, transition to that custom camera, and then it'll be smooth for the rest of the...
Earn the most kills to win. Then contact the authorities.
You might
Goes
have to,
up.
like, build the curve yourself with like 20 cameras.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like from the start camera and to the end camera, it's doing those smooth movements, but to the custom camera, it's not doing the smooth movement.
Yeah. Is there... Do we need to, like... I don't know. Have you tried doing 2 custom cameras in the middle yet?
Not yet.
We'll try that out and see if that helps, because I haven't tried that either.
Okay, I just set a fade in to the custom camera in the middle, and it did nothing different either.
Yeah, I died. What'd you say, Rob? I know, that'll be after breakfast. You want to go get Mama and have her make you some breakfast? Okay. Can you close the door? Yeah. Cool. There we go. Forge. The map is set up. Latest version. Okay. Oh, did you see in my Discord and whenever I was talking about it on stream? What do you think about that idea, about the joint map? I actually have some changes to it since I made that giant write-up in my Discord. So if you saw that, I have some ideas on how to tweak it a little bit.
I think it's cool. We just don't have enough people for it.
Yeah. If we just have a couple people, that means we have way more prefabs per person, but still, like more objects per person, and then eventually we can phase it. Like I think it'll attract people to join us if we start with like 3 or 4 people. Especially if we got some really good forgers at the beginning, then it'll get people's attention because the map will be good. But yeah, so the thing that I did want to change about it would be that I was calling it the UNSC Unity, and I was saying like a wrecked ship, and I'm thinking, oh wait, Regret had said something. I'm going to read that in a second, but it's basically the it says the UNSC. I was saying the UNSC Unity, and I think that is too limiting, because I think that even though it would be like a, we'd be able to have like Forerunner, space, derelict spaceships, or a structure in an asteroid or whatever we want to do around this ship. It still would be, I think, a little too limiting. So I was thinking about changing it to what I was telling. It was actually my wife who was saying she felt like it was that would be too limiting, and I was like, okay, well, what if we instead? Let's see, what was it? I sent it to Aaron yesterday, and I don't remember what I named it. Yeah, it was the Anomaly. Instead of calling it something else, we could just call it something like the Anomaly, and then make the map description something like this. This destabilized Forerunner slipspace field contains a shifting pocket of spacetime with remnants of places and ships marked unknown by the UNSC. ONI advises all vessels steer clear. Something like that. And then we could just literally put whatever we want inside of it, and it would just be, we could be like, yeah, there's a section of planet, but around it, it's just space, and at the edges, you can see energy, slipspace energy, where, like, this is being sustained, pulled from, like, a fractured world. We could literally go to, like, World War II style fracture, you know what I mean? And be like, and do that one time, and then feel like switching it up another time, and that would be, like, this really cool evolving kind of map over time. Okay, so I am going to make a separate custom camera. I'm gonna put it.
Got some big plans for that map.
Yeah, I was thinking. I would like to do it that way anyway. I'm gonna copy this intro one actually, and switch it to custom, and then blend time is gonna be. I don't know. I'll set it to 6 like the other one is set to 6, but it's not gonna be. Hopefully, not gonna spend that much time switching into it. And duration will be set to 0, so it'll actually transition into the next camera correctly.
At this point, I'm starting to feel like even the blend time and duration have no effect, because I literally set them to like 100 and it did nothing.
Jeez. Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I've got to go set this other one to 5, so it's not trying to get to the base camera next, because my... Wait, what? Oh, there we go. I did more than one thing selected, apparently. Because I don't want to make it go into there. This will be probably my last test on this before... oh, because we're using up so much time, I feel like it's wasting a lot of time. And, I think that at this point, if both of us can't figure it out with all this work, then I think that it's possible that the cameras are just bugged right now, and that we need to wait until they do some kind of update. Okay, so I need to see what you said. You would think 343 Forge team would allow camera loading screen only, so you didn't have to keep going back and forth. That's true. Okay, I'll come change your diaper in a minute. I think your mama could, but I think I can in a minute. I might have to pause for a second, go change a diaper, and be right back. Can I send you my Halo 2 Colossus remake I'm working on in Discord? Absolutely. Yeah, do that. I need to make a channel for... Let me make a channel real quick for you to do that in. I'm gonna make a channel and name it... what should I name this? Like, community maps?
Make a forum. Can you make a forum, or is that only a community Discord thing?
Slayer.
I think it might be... I don't know. See, private channel, voice text. I think it might be that. I don't know. Create channel. I'm actually not very good at, in case you couldn't tell, I'm not super great at Discord. Let's see. Review, channel topic, age restricted channel. What I can do is make it to where, I think I can make it to where you can create, public threads. I'm gonna give everyone the ability to make public threads. I wonder if I disable the ability to send messages, but enable the ability to make public threads, then could everyone just make a public thread for their map? That way people could discuss that map in the thread as well? Like, more than just the initial... You know what I mean? Do you think that works?
I think if you disable the sending messages, then people...
Then it won't let you do anything. Yeah, exactly. I thought that might be the case, so... I didn't know if that would override the ability to create a public thread, so... let's see... I think then we definitely want to read message history, because I want y'all to be able to see each other's maps that are older, even whenever you're newer to the channel. And let's see, use external stickers. Where's the embed links? There it is. So that way you can put a link to your map from Waypoint. It's my first time in Forge. Don't laugh. Okay. I'll laugh because it's your first time, because of the way you said that, but I won't laugh at your map, don't worry. Syntax to speech messages, use application commands. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to save all these changes so you can read history, and embed links will allow you to link to your Waypoint map. That way you can just like have the download readily available, or the bookmark. Private threads. I don't know if I want to do private threads, because that's the invite-only threads, so... I'll leave that as default, but yeah. And semesters, oh wait. Oh yeah, no, I can do that. Yeah, there's a second one, send messages in threads. So I can make it to where you can't send messages, but you can create public threads, and then you can send messages in threads. So if you create a new thread, everyone can create one thread for their map, and then put the link in there, and then that way it won't be bombarded with constant messaging. You'll be able to scroll through, just see a bunch of maps as up front, you know, as the first message in each thread, and then you go into that thread, and then you can chat about the map. So I think that probably is the best way to do that. Cool. I don't think we need attach files, because they don't download, they're all in the network anyway. And yeah. Oh man, it allows members to rename, delete, close, and turn on slow mode for threads in this channel. They can view private threads. I think that would allow them to edit, that y'all be allowed to edit each other's threads, and I don't know if that's a good idea, because all we need is one troll in here to mess everybody up. So I'm gonna leave that to X. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. I think that's good. So yeah, regret. If you want to go into the community maps channel, you can create a thread, which I don't remember how to do. Is it this plus button? Yeah, if you press the plus next to the chat on PC, I don't know about about cell phone or anything, but if you press that plus right next to where you normally send a message, it says create thread, and you'll be able to create a thread, and inside that thread you'll be able to send messages all day long, and everyone else will, but no one will be able to bombard the channel and bury your initial thread, so that'll work. Because that happens in every other Discord I've ever been in. Alright, I'm gonna go help my son change his diaper. I'll be right back. I'll leave the pump shroud continuing to pump in the background. Alright, I'm back. I realized while I was away that I left it to where technically that was a very trusting thing, although because you could have just started singing like a copyrighted song or playing one on like your phone into the microphone and gotten me a copyright strike while I was away if you felt like it. It felt like pranking me. And that would have been hilarious and terrible. Let's see. Oh, whoa. I didn't realize that was poking through. That wasn't poking through before. I think I need to adjust the depth of that piece. Interesting. Also, why is it loading like that? I have it set to 0. It should be blue, not purple. Uh-oh. Look great in Forge.
M41 Spanker. Must be used with care.
Thank you, Joseph Staten. Okay, so I need to go back and check that. That's a little weird. I hope they aren't always going to be that weird purple color until they like fix some bug or something.
It's due to the color scheme issue.
Yeah.
Change the like if you change the material to sand, it's like the only one that works with the color spread issue. Like it actually shows blue as blue and red as red. But it's just a temporary fix, and the color spread issue is gonna be fixed in season 3.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. That will, as long as they fix it soonish, then I can just leave it looking purple and, you know, not be too big of a deal, because, I mean, I'm planning to release the map, like, it within this, like, I mean, like, what, 4 days ago? I think I said a week. But I also said 2 weeks whenever I started streaming on the 8th, so, of November, so, and it's been more than 2 weeks since then.
Wow. Yeah, you're
I was
really
like-
optimistic then.
I was like 2 weeks, maybe a month, and then but at the end of that month, I was moving as of 2 weeks later, so I was like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be 2 weeks, guys. And I'm nowhere near done. I think I was like maybe halfway done with the entire structure of the map, and not with any of the scripting or anything like that. I was still, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a minute, I'll send it. Okay, cool. Regret is gonna send his thing. That's a cool profile name, by the way, because that just makes me think of the Prophet of Regret. That's great. I think it's funny. I think most of my viewers are not anywhere close to me, or most of my viewers I think are not American. And every time I start chatting with like someone like yourself, and I find out where y'all are from, like, or at least I don't know if you're American, but we have a foreign accent or not. But I just know that like no one is. I think it's because I stream so early in the morning and everyone's at work. You know what I mean? Like where I am, everyone's at work, but then like where other people are, they're like off work or they're on lunch break or whatever. And it's just like perfect timing for them. Whereas I'm like, you know. Like I usually start, well lately I've been starting at like almost 11 or around 11 where I am in the morning, so it's not really that early, but that's because we've been sleeping so late.
Your stream time is perfect for me. It's like it starts at like 6 p.m. for me.
Brilliant. Yeah, see, it's like the timing is just right for like some places, but just yeah. So I don't have anybody that's anywhere near me watching my stream. I know. Like, my friends don't watch my stream. A few of them have subscribed, but, you know, none of my friends are available to watch the stream, even if they wanted to. But, yeah.
Yeah, this camera thing, I think it's taking way too long. There's just a super confusing.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any logic into this.
Yeah. It's that thing that says, like, time in seconds to pause on this camera once fully blended is... seems to me like maybe a lie or something. Maybe it's just a bug, or maybe there's a lie somewhere in these descriptions. Time in seconds of spend blending to this camera. Yeah, I don't think that's true. Like there's something about this, you know, these tooltips. See, okay, I sent you a direct message. I haven't worked on it in about a month. Been in ranked. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that actually looks really cool. I don't know why you're telling me not to laugh at it. That looks really awesome. Is that like metal texture for those treadmills, or is that like a brick texture? I don't know. It seems to work. It looks really good. I'm just wondering how you pulled it off, like what texture you used. That looks really, really awesome. I don't know why you're asking me not to laugh. I think the only thing that makes it feel very 4G, I guess, would be how clean everything is, but it's also a Forerunner structure, so that's pretty normal too. Mainly I have to say that because there's no roof, but once there's a roof, it might just be, it's an interior structure, so that makes sense. But yeah, that looks great. Let me, I wonder if I can make this full screen for a second. Because it looks like you didn't make a thread yet, because I guess your map isn't done. Once your map is done, you can sit in that thread, and that'll be like you can make a thread for it. But that makes sense. I thought I for some reason thought it was going to be the other way. Where is my... No, it's this one. I just need to do... Where is it? That? There we go. There's a full screen image of it so far. I need to memorize how I have this set up because I always forget which buttons I need to press, or rename things to make it easier for myself. But yeah, that's really cool. I think it's awesome. Oh, there we go. Or no, never mind. I thought you had made a thing, and I just realized that's still just in my private chat text, private messages, PMs. Okay, so I think that with these cameras, I don't know what to do. I just tested putting this other camera here, and I don't, or I just, you know what I did? I think I left and went right back in. Did I even test that? I don't even know if I tested that. I put a camera behind another camera, and I just didn't even pay attention because I got up to go do that diaper. And I forgot what I was doing, I think. Okay, hold on. Custom game. Yeah, let's see this intro again. Got a little distracted there. From the diaper change. Slurping in the microphone, sorry about that.
Didn't even hear it.
Oh, good. Well, you probably heard this. Jesus. Spam risk. I typically turn that to mute, but I must have forgotten today. Let's see. Mute that. Okay, cool. My phone earlier was vibrating for the... I thought it was muted because the alarm for the 11 o'clock that went off was like an hour and a half ago. Was that one was on vibrate, so...
Slayer.
Yeah, it's still really quick. I think custom cameras are just bugged right now.
Yeah.
That's my thinking at this point. We've tried so many different settings, it's gotta be bugged by now. Right?
Yeah, just use the start and end.
Yeah. I agree. He said, thanks man, it's not 100% scale because if you sprint you can jump from one base to the other. Gotcha. Yeah, that's the, I know which map you're talking about. You said the name earlier, but I always forget the name, so... Colossus, that's it. Yeah, that's one of the cool ones. I like that map. It's one of those that becomes like a major shootout between the two bases, which was very common in Halo 1 and Halo 2. Like, I mean, even Blood Gulch, it becomes a sniper fest between the two bases. Where it's almost like a straight shot. But yeah. And of course, boarding action, that's the, right? It was called boarding action, right? Back in the original one. And that one was all about shooting across to the enemy base. Not sure if I want to add the bridge or create a cool jump up in the middle. I mean, here's an idea that I have been wanting to do, and I don't know if you guys, if you guys saw it on stream, if whenever I talked about it at some point, but I've been wanting to remake Prisoner, but not just make just Prisoner. I want to make Prisoner into a big team battle map by making different wings of a structure that looks like a massive prison, like you're in one section of the prison. And that, like in Prisoner, that's just one of the 4 sections, and there's one central building as well, and that like connects them all together. And then that way, if you load into the game with 4v4, it will spawn doors and block you off and put everyone in that one little area, and it'll just be regular Prisoner. Or maybe it'll randomly select one of the 4 areas and put you in one of them. And then if you spawn in with like 8v8, it'll open up 2 of the doors between 2 areas. And then if you spawn in with 24 players, you know, at 12v12, it'll open up all the doors and it'll just be the whole prison complex. Well, I think that script would be, if you just do it with just doors, you can just be like, yeah, all the spawn points are in here. And if you have enough people, enough players, which you can do, you can just say count the number of players, basically. And if it's above a certain number, then you can, you know, you can delete some doors, basically. But then, and then also add, or delete some, you can create, basically all you do in Forge is, you build different sections, you put in, you know, negative spawn zones to areas so that those spawns are never used. And then whenever you start the match, at the match start, you count the number of players. And then you say if it's this much or more, then you delete this anti-spawn zone and also this doorway, and then, or these 2 doorways or whatever. And then if you have above this threshold, then you delete even more doorways and more anti-spawn zones. And then by the end, you've made it to where you've got a scaling map. And you could do more with that would be more complicated, but this is the easy way that, like, I think having that description and kind of looking into scripts, I think anyone could figure that one out eventually. It would just be about fiddling around until you get it all right. But because it's literally just like, at that point you don't have to spawn anything in, it's just deleting things. Because from the start they're there, and it's only 4v4, and then once they're above certain thresholds, then you delete stuff. Then that's all you gotta do, you know? Be probably one line of text in a script brain, and a couple of object references in there. Oh, I never fixed the lights down here. You can see the shadows are all messed up. But anyway. Oh wait, are they just loading wrong? Actually. Yeah, that was that bug that I was telling you about, where the lights are sometimes below where they're supposed to be. That it was just causing a big old shadow problem. There we go, it's fixed. Okay, so I think these custom cameras, I'll probably just do 2 cameras and have it just, instead of start looking this way, I'll just put one camera up here and pan across the bridge. And that should be, then I could just do, or not one camera, but 2 cameras, the start and end, and then instead of doing custom cameras. And then once I hear that custom cameras are fixed, which I assume they know that they're bugged, right? Maybe. Who knows? Let's see, sequence order. This one will be, yeah. Okay. Object, world. Okay, so I'm going to turn this, instead of pointing directly at the flag, I'll point a little bit toward the base back there. And then I'll grab this one. And maybe still do a sort of thing like you're going into this tunnel, but maybe not quite as much like you're actually going into the tunnel, more like you're zooming toward it. And that should look pretty good. Because I already had their angles pretty much set up right. If I just like move them around from here, I can pretty much assume I know where it's looking at that point. I think I do need to set up this one a little bit lower so that the base is in the background, but it's not. Yeah, that should be a good angle. Okay, cool. So, and then this one, instead of 2... Wait, yeah, this one's just 2 anyway. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think I've got all my cameras set up now with 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh wait, no, this one wasn't 2. This one was set up with this. Okay. I need to delete that one. And set this one up as a custom. Or as a start. And I might spend a full second on this one just to, before it, well, maybe not. Okay. I guess the blend time doesn't matter anymore because I'm using the start-end hard-coded settings. And now I just need my sequence set up. I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the base as my start.
Yeah.
And then the pump shroud immediately after that. And then
I'd say
the bridge.
At least looking at like the dev maps, let's say the first camera should be like an overview of the map, and then maybe second camera can be the team-based one.
That makes sense, yeah. That does make sense, actually. Well, I don't want to show a full overview at the start, though, because I'm worried that, because that pump shroud does that little glitch at the beginning, and I don't know how to fix it. So I'm like, I'm just going to hide that by not showing it as the map starts. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And then I'll do like a sort of zoomed out of the whole thing. Although if I time it right, maybe that little weird pop that it does, or that little weird bug will not be on the map anyway. If I'm, you know, on the not be in view as I do an overhead. Like I could do a pan right here. This wouldn't be terrible. Like that. Or because over here this sloped piece will get in the way. I think if I do it over here, I could do that. Well, that's not bad either. Yeah, that's pretty good. I could start with that. What I'll do is I'll do the team-based one for all team modes, and then the neutral one will be an overhead view of the entire map. And I think that would be a good combo. And then hopefully time it right so that it doesn't, you can't see the pump shroud, or angle it right. Let's see. What am I doing here? It's gameplay, right? Yeah. Match flow. I'm just gonna create a new one instead of finding one. And if I do it by 45 degrees, then I know exactly what my angle is. And that should be a good angle down of the map. You know, good angle for looking straight down at the map with, I mean. There we go. And I'll go 15 degrees left. And then whenever I duplicate it, I'll just do the same thing but mirrored on the other side. Gosh, that's annoying. I'm gonna have to turn off audio again. I don't know about you, but that's getting on my nerves.
Oh, the
explosion. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's. I hope that they do something that allows you to toggle that off, because like, they've got the toggle in here for turning off the ambient sounds for enable preview.
If you go into the play mode and forge mode, like tap that button just in the middle of that audio playing, you can like skip it from playing and then it won't play.
The enable preview. Oh, I see. The very beginning of that.
No. Just going into play mode, like the Spartan play mode, and then going into monitor mode.
If you do it time like just right, it like bugs it basically, and then it works to your advantage. That makes sense. I really hope that they just do a setting though.
That's what I did when I had a door with an alarm scripted sound, and it just kept on playing. Yeah.
For a while, I had set my volume just down really low, and it was a little more tolerable. But it's tolerable to me. I don't know if anybody on stream would be like, yeah, but I don't care. It still sounds terrible. So please stop it. So I'm just gonna put it at 0 for now. Oh, but the Halo music, the music in the background should be playing. I don't know why that turned off. I did, by the way, regret that you said that would be awesome about the larger map structure and the deleting stuff, so I didn't miss that. I just didn't read it out loud, so sorry about that. Let's see. Just thought I'd make sure that you knew that. But yeah, let's see. This one needs to be set to end camera. This one, end. There we go. Oh, and the sequence. We set to... Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Sequence order. This would be 2. And then what I'll do is label it as non-team, right? There's something for like that. Exclude in teams or something. Exclude. I think there's an exclude. Where is it? Let's see. I don't actually... Oh. Interesting. They've got doubles include and doubles exclude, and then they've got exclude for like all the game modes, it starts with exclude, but for doubles it starts with doubles. So now I could go find if there's a team section that says teams and exclude. Yes, I'm gonna get you an ice cream sandwich in just a minute. They did a bunch of stuff yesterday to earn an ice cream sandwich today, and I need to get it for them at some point. Let's see. Include.
I'm also now checking the label stuff for the cameras, and it's working weirdly.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so I wouldn't like
put my put a lot of stock in it. Yeah.
I just put none for everything until like this is figured out. I put like 2 sets of the 1 and 2 cameras, so 1 start, 2 end.
Yeah.
And one of them had include stockpile, one of them had include CTF, and then I had a neutral 3 and 4. So it should have first, like if I load CTF, it should look at the 1 and 2 for CTF and then load to 3 and 4. But now it loads from the number 1 include stockpile to the number 2 include CTF, and then it stops there. Doesn't even fade out.
Oh, weird. So it's like
Yeah.
it's crossing game modes.
Yeah, and completely broken.
Yeah. That's not right. I wonder if it's because they're invisible objects. I wonder if the exclude and include just like deletes them or whatever, but like maybe they function even while deleted or something, so they're just bugging out.
Right.
I have no idea. It's also weird they have all these invalid entries. I wonder if that's because they have a maximum number of entries they can do in these labels, and they had to leave those empty.
I actually tested every single invalid entry.
Oh yeah?
And none of them were interesting except the 10th invalid entry from the top, and that is include land grab.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. Let's see. I think I've just got to. And since these are all being all weird, let's go ahead and I'll say for this sequence, this one will be neutral, and I'll start up here with an overhead view. Then I'll do the pump shroud, and then the third one will be a view of the base. But rather than just doing a pan across the base, I can start at the base and then pan back to the bridge and do like a really just back out from the base toward the bridge. And maybe start here and then just sort of back out to the bridge and sort of like show your entire, area, like, you know what I mean, like your entire team's side or something like that. Or maybe zoom in, actually, might be better. Forward momentum might be better. Like start at the bridge and just sort of move toward the base. But I don't know, maybe that's too far of a distance. That's kind of weird. Maybe it is too far. Feels weird. But yeah, Team Cobra. I'll make this a sequence for number 5 and number 6 on the base, and then start with, just because if it does, like you were just saying, if I can't exclude it for the team mode, which I couldn't even find a label for exclude team, which was surprising. I would think that they would have all the different game modes.
Just include FFA.
Oh, that would make sense. But I also want to ignore these whenever I'm in team mode, and I was trying to like make this only set up for neutral.
Yeah, if you have one, if you have an include label, then it's only included in that.
I see what you're saying. Okay,
mode.
yeah, that would solve it. Okay, I'll do that. But you're saying they're bugged anyway, so let's see if that works.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I might have. Let's see, include area cap. Include free for all. Okay.
Also, the area cap means like King of the Hill, land grab, total control, slay holds, strongholds. It's like a game mode with zones.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. Let's see. So if these are set to include free-for-all, they'll only appear in the free-for-all map, modes. And then this one will be set to Team 2 Cobra, so even though it will appear in free-for-all, in free-for-all and team, it'll only apply in team because it'll only apply to the... Okay. So yeah, that should work, I would think. I think you're right. Oops, that's 1. And then pan over here to 2. And this is already set to 1 and 2, I think. Yeah, and then I can do this one. It's going to set to... I guess the question is, should I even worry about making a teamed version of this one? Like this is but one that ends up looking up at the pump shroud and seeing it, like, you know, come down and hit. Should I even make that
be neutral?
Yeah, I was thinking so too. Because then, I mean, even if it is on the red side of the map, it doesn't really matter because no one's going to be paying much attention to which side of the map you're on for that, I think. You'll just get to see the thing come down, and it'll immediately give you this, remind you of Halo 2 if you've played Halo 2, and just show you off a cool feature of the map if you haven't. So yeah, that should work. Alright, this one needs to be neutral. That's what came in here.
Also, I'm checking out the team label stuff.
I just saw...
It completely skips those cameras. If
Oh,
you have
does
the
it?
team on anything else than neutral.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, were you...
These cameras are broken as hell.
Yeah. And you're on the same team as the camera, right, though? Because that could do it. That could
I
cause it.
tested both Eagle and Cobra.
Because mine was working with my Eagles for my base
Really?
cameras, but I don't know if it's because something else is going on. Apparently Team 8 is going to be called Hazard. I thought that Team 8... I thought it said Hazard is in like a... like you were killed by the Guardians, you know? Classic message. So I thought that was going to be one of those, but... I'm going to get you one as soon as I'm done with the stream. It's okay, I'm almost done. I just realized this script brain is still here. Yep. Yep. It's an old version of the sound effect for the pump shroud, which I ended up not going with. I ended up integrating it into the pump shroud's actual, script instead of putting it in anywhere else. What is this audio emitter for? Is this also part of that old one? Yeah, metal impact distance. Yeah. Can delete that one.
How did you get the sound for this? The prop.
For the pump shroud?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Pump shroud. How did you get the sound to be so wide, like for the whole map?
I used an explosion for it. And explosions apparently are programmed to be heard really far away. And I went as far to the edge of the map as I could to see if I could still hear it, and I could, and I was like, cool, that's good enough. I'm expecting they'll eventually add... I want them to add, and I hope they are planning to do this, is add sounds that you just trigger. A script says activate sound, instead of doing a sound loop, you know? Yeah. Because that's one thing that's like, having to activate a loop and then delete the loop after a certain number of seconds is really weird to me. This is some good Halo Wars music. Let's see. So we've got the... I think we have all the cameras set up except for the blue team. So I'm gonna save it and go check that. And make sure that they're not jumping to the neutral. And then I'll start a neutral match, I guess, and see if it works there properly. Apparently we got to like 4 viewers at one point, and it quickly dropped down really low. So I don't know what's up with that, but... Let's see. Custom game... And it definitely fluctuates how many viewers I have based on whether or not... See, I didn't post to Twitter today. And I usually get like up to like 70 views or so, or, you know, even like 100 something if I post to Twitter about it, depending on, you know, how active it is that day. And also if it's Tuesday. Tuesday tends to get a lot of people because I think... Or not Tuesday. Monday does, because right before everyone's playing the game, everyone's thinking about the next update. You know what I mean? That's coming out the next day, so I think people are more interested in Halo that day. I'm gonna get it. If you keep asking me, it's gonna be longer, because I think that you shouldn't be asking so many times. You need to be able to wait for patiently and learn how to be patient. Whoa, something's going on with my cameras. What was that? What did I do to my cameras? Did you see that? I'm sure you were forging.
No stream's not showing it yet.
Okay, gotcha.
There's
Well,
still like a 20-second delay.
Yeah, it's about to, I see it up in the corner there. Yeah, it's still in the loading loading screen.
Hell, it's,
Slayer.
Down in the
it's-
ground.
Yeah, it's most likely because you put the labels and the stuff.
Oh, yeah. I guess because there's two...
Fatalities.
I wonder if we can't do the...
Victory.
Victory.
Like if we can't do the thing where we do... Oh, you know what I could do? Okay. So, would it work if I... No, I don't know if this will work. If I made it where the team ones are labeled 1 and 2, and then the neutral one is labeled 2 and... or 3 and 4. So it only goes to those, and it excludes that from team matches. I wonder if that would work. You know?
So when I had stuff on team, it just completely skipped those and went to the neutral ones.
Okay. And then my neutral ones are excluding from team, so that's breaking. Okay. So yeah, it's doing what you're saying. I might have to just go with setting the base ones as like the final camera pan and hope that they still work for teams. Because they were working for me earlier, so I hope they still work. I don't know what it was that's different about them than from what you're seeing. Why mine were working at all. But I'm assuming it's because they're competing with another number that they're not working right now. Or something happened that's making mine not work as bad as yours isn't working. I don't know. There are enough bugs in Forge right now that I really can't tell.
Yep.
Oh, you know what I think it was? I think I got all those viewers, and then I was in the menu just looking at different, you know, exclude and include in that menu, and they probably all got bored and left. That's probably what it was. Because that's where I was at the time, I think. If I go back to that point in my video, I'll probably see it. Okay. Okay, where are my cameras? Am I on blue side? I am on red side, so they should be here. There they are. Okay. Oh, it's doing that bug with the lighting and some of the dynamic objects. Gotta build it out and fix it and go back in. I also noticed that if you switch back into monitor mode after switching to Spartan mode quickly enough, it'll make you move at like Spartan speed even while you're flying through the air as a monitor.
Oh.
It's really weird. I think that happens once you have this many lights in the map where it's still trying to render where the lights are, and then you press the button again and it immediately switches back, and it's like it hasn't adjusted your speed back to like monitor speed anymore. Yeah, so yeah, I've just got it set to Team 2 Cobra. Everything's still the same as it was earlier when it was working. So I'm gonna assume that it is I'm gonna test to see if these still happen before I go and remove them. Before I go set them to the final cameras, because I don't want them to get to that final camera and then just be broken. Will it loop them, by the way? Once it gets to the end of the loop, will it just like start over at number 1 again?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's what I like to hear, because that sounds better. It sounds like a good system. Let's see, none. So the labels don't work for cameras right now. I actually wonder if cameras aren't like super beta, and the reason is because the map spawns you with 2 cameras right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking about that in one of my streams. What is up with those?
Are some old remnants, and I also saw on one of your streams you found those on Argyle, and I hadn't even realized that Argyle had those as well.
Yeah.
But
And
there are some old things that should not be used.
Yeah. Oh, is this them? Wait, no, this is my red. These are my cameras. Okay, never mind. I must have deleted them. I think I did. Or something. Or I moved them somewhere that now I can't seem to find them anywhere. Oh, they were up high, weren't they? Do what?
Did you prefab them from Argyle?
No, the map starts with them and I had never deleted them.
Oh, yeah,
oh here
yeah.
they are. Yeah, they're still here. Camera 1 and camera without a number. And I could not find them anywhere in any of the menus, so I assume that, like you're saying, I think this is just some old, unused one. And it makes me wonder if the one on Argyle is actually one of these old ones and they, like, hand-scripted how it animates. That's what I was, I think, saying on stream that day.
Did you not find the intro cameras on Argyle?
No, I never did. I never found anything even labeled intro camera because all the labels are all messed up too.
What you could have done is just spawn an intro camera and then select all of...
Oh, I should have done that. Yeah, you're right. I'll try that sometime because I am actually still curious about that.
Yeah.
Because I bet that the cameras were just designed. I wonder if somehow, if it loads in with these cameras and use them somehow, like if I change something about them to make them use these, if it just pans around a central point that's like, it's just hard-coded, whatever, where it pans and stuff like that, you know? And if that was the original camera they were using, or if they had to hard-code the changes into the map. Which would also explain all of their, like, everything they say. I just deleted the ones from this map, because they don't do anything. I know they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And if they add them back in, and they do something later, then I can use them for whatever that is. Okay. But yeah. We'll find out. I'm hoping eventually they'll add cameras. What I really want is something that blew my mind all the way back whenever Doom 3 came out, where they had actual functioning security cameras throughout the game. And like, because of the way they set up computers, the computer display was an actual 2D image displayed on the 3D model it's on, and then you go up to it and you get close enough and your cursor turns from an aimer into like a little computer cursor, and you just aim at that 2D, you know, plane, and you click and you shoot basically, and it would click. So it worked like you were a real person holding a gun, walk up to a computer and actually interacting with the computer directly. And that was really cool. And I think they do that nowadays in a lot of things with like keypads and stuff, but they don't usually do it with like full-blown computer systems with camera systems and stuff. But anyway, the point is that whenever you switch to a security camera, you could see another area of the game on that. Actually, it didn't like come up with a menu that showed you the camera. It like displayed it as a 2D spray like image on the computer in the game, and like if you looked away, it was still there, you know what I mean, like still displaying, still capturing an image. And if they added it to this, then we could use it to like do all sorts of cool like reflection, instead of using reflection volumes, we could use it to do all sorts of cool stuff, like theoretically, you know, like we could use all. There's a bunch of stuff I had thought of while I was trying to sleep one day, and I can't remember most of them. But I just being able to have like a security room in like a prison or something like that, or some kind of facility, and then like, you know what I mean? Oh, did I just open it back up in Forge? I left to go open it up in custom game and reopened it in Forge immediately. This happens whenever I'm talking while I'm doing something. I'm sure you've seen that happen on stream before. That kind of thing. I'll just be distracted saying something and then forget what I'm doing. But like being able to set that up would be amazing. You could do all sorts of stuff like, oh, that's what it was. That's what I was thinking about doing. One of the things I was thinking about doing was like making portals and using teleporters and like showing you where you're gonna go, and like being able to make a toggleable switch. So like the display image on that 2D plane that you can place, right? Could be, you could change what is displayed there. Like a Stargate, for example, but not, you know, like in Stargate, they just had the liquidy sort of effect. But like an actual teleporter that like shows you where you're going, you flip a switch and it will, and it'll change where you're going to go, and it'll change the image. You'll actually see where you're going. And it'll be in real time, so like another player would be on the other side of that portal moving, walking around. And so,
real time thing.
Yeah, that's like the best part of it. Okay, so yeah, it looks like those cameras worked. It is working for me again.
Fatalities
A
give
guy
points. Points give
made
victory.
a TARDIS map
Oh, yeah?
in Infinite, and he used
Victory.
a reflection volume, like the TARDIS itself, it's like on the ground, and then the room you teleport into when you enter the TARDIS, it's under the ground, and then he had a reflection volume inside the room.
And you put like a really shiny material for the doorway.
Yeah, and
That's
then
awesome.
the reflection volume boundary extended up all the way to the TARDIS itself, and so when you approach it, you will see the room. It's pixelated as hell, but you will see the room.
Yeah.
In the TARDIS doorway. And
So
then you
that
enter
accomplishes
it's
what
the
I was
same.
just saying then perfectly. But I guess the only difference is that you wouldn't be able to... Well, I guess you still could turn off the object that's reflecting that image and turn on a different object that is set up to reflect a different image, and then change where the teleporter goes. So you still could, I guess, do what I'm saying with the cameras. Huh. Yeah. So I could set up a security camera
It
room
just
even like that.
Doesn't show anything in real time because the
Oh, right, because it's built. Yeah.
reflection volumes are built on game start.
Yeah. So if they could add that, though, that would be amazing. I think that would be really cool. Like cameras that then could display on a monitor, and then all these TV, devices they have and stuff like that. Did I just reopen it in custom games? I just did the exact same thing I did before, except instead of opening it up in Forge twice, I opened it up in custom game twice. Tried to switch back to Forge, and I was thinking about the conversation and not thinking about what I was doing at the time. But I see you made a map template one, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, cool. And you made prefabs?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you can just, like, drop those objects straight into your map. Awesome. I wish you could make custom, like, custom messages that could be sent to over thing instead of having to use those, like, pre-created, text pieces and, like, piecing them together, because then you could, like, basically, if you open it in Forge, you could put a script in there for your map, and then, like, if it's opened in Forge, you could then have text pop-ups that happen, or activate a bunch of scripts to where if you walk up to something, it'll pop up and tell you how to program it, how to set it up. But then if you're in an actual game, it wouldn't show up. You know what I mean? Like, there'd be a lot of stuff you could do with that. I wish they had custom strings. Hey, you might want to sort your channels and categories and separate roles. Yeah. I can create.
Look, I posted the video about the TARDIS.
Oh, cool. Create. Let's see. Collapse category. Collapse all categories. Mute category. I see edit category, but I don't see how to add a category. Create category. There it is. Okay. Let's see. So I could do like an admin category and just put my announcements in there, maybe? I did not know I could do that, actually. Let's see. We'll put this up here, or voice chat down there. Will it let me move it? Oh, there it goes. Actually, just took a second. And let's see. I don't know if y'all can even see these. I actually made a channel called UNSC Unity and the Together War, and I just haven't actually activated them.
Those.
Yeah, I thought I had them set to privates. Clip and highlights. I guess clips and highlights.
I can
go
see your
here.
admin announcements channel.
Cool. So I have that. I should create. I can turn it back into and then do all those changes, talking about the switching it to the anomaly and stuff like that. I think that sounds better than UNSC Unity anyway. I think the anomaly sounds like it'll draw people in to be like, wait, what is this? Okay, I want to see this video real quick. Well, so he's out in space. He's got that eagle thing on his assault rifle, which is pretty cool. It is very pixelated. Holy crap. Yeah, that was terribly pixelated, but it works. It does the job. But yeah, that is actually really cool. Oh, whoa. Oh, he's got different areas of the map where you can go into the TARDIS. That's really cool. That's epic, actually. That's really awesome. Let's see. Okay. So what was I doing?
Wanna check out the
What's
wanna
up?
check out the map template?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check real quick. I'm gonna set my things to the right settings and save it before I go out. That way I can, since I loaded it anyway, I might as well. Let's see. I'm gonna put these as my 5th and 6th. Oh, that's not right. There we go. And then this one's going to be my 3rd and 4th. That's not the right object. There we go. And then I need to make a... Oh, it's right here. And then I need to make a, what do you call it? I need to make a, the blue team side. So I'm going to check that out, and then I'm actually, that'll be the end of the stream after I check that out, so... Because I gotta
You wanna
get
go
going.
on the map, like in a lobby, me and you? I could like maybe explain some things.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see. Let me go to your community maps and pull it up, and then make sure. Because, like I said, I was gonna have to look it up again anyway. Because I think I forgot to bookmark it last time. I may have already bookmarked it if it was on browser. Because I think you posted it to Twitter as well. Oh, it is bookmarked. Okay, yeah, I've got it bookmarked. Okay, cool. Okay.
I joined your lobby.
Oh, cool. Let's see, where is it? It is just called Map Setup Template. So it's going to be in here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Wait, am I in play? No, I'm in Forge. Okay, cool. Oh, it wants me to make a version of it. So I will say preview, since it's being put onto my stream. Oh, yeah. So copy protection just stops people from being able to do that, right? Like they can't even open it in Forge, or how does that work?
Yeah, they cannot open it in the Forge where you can save stuff, but there is a way to open a custom game Forge which is not connected to the servers. And you can even open copy protected maps there, because the game thinks you're just opening a custom game.
Gotcha. So that's probably just a bug. They'll probably fix that eventually because they want the copy protect to work.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. I think the idea of the copy protect is a good idea, but I also think that most people should probably just leave their stuff open anyway. Like in most cases, I'm going to leave all my stuff open, but I was surprised specifically with one of the Waterworks maps at how similar their map was to mine. And I think it's because they were doing the exact same thing to me, trying to match like polygon to polygon practically with Halo 2. And that made their central structure and everything else really similar. Like super surprisingly similar. And yeah. This isn't a bad layout anyway. This could be a cool map to play on.
Yeah.
This would be a cool little like 4v4 or even a 2v2, or even,
Yeah,
you could do big team battle if you wanted. But
I've had some fun playing with the bots here.
yeah. I imagine the chaos of big team battle fiesta on this map would be just amazing. What does all this do? These like, you've got these, what do you call them, like nodes up here, like switches.
Oh yeah, that's a spawning control platform, so you can disable the spawns so you can see how the like bots act. Let's just go into play mode here.
Yeah, let's do that.
So I've set up here in Forge you will spawn on this script brain that is located here.
Yeah.
But so zoom at the
At that spawn
fuck.
thing.
Oh no. So zooming and marking will spawn the bots in that location, but just mark there. So
Okay.
you'll teleport here.
Okay. That's really cool. This is a really cool map.
Then I have a glass here, so the bots cannot see, or they can't.
They can't shoot us. Yeah. It looks like it.
So here I can just like disable, let's say, the base spawns. I'll disable everything else, then the island spawn, so everyone will just spawn on the island once they die.
This is amazing, actually. This is really fun to mess with.
Yeah.
And you've got the green and red base to tell you which one, if it's turned on or turned off. Like the little platforms
Oh yeah,
underneath.
the colors.
That's pretty cool.
Well, they keep spawning there, and if you turn off all possible spawns, then they will start spawning on the default spawn locations outside the map. And I still need to see like what coordinates those are, because there's one on each of the diamonds.
Is that how you
Force
tested? You're saying my idea for putting like minus 128 out there doesn't seem to do what I think it does. Is that how you tested it, or have you tested it like that?
Yeah, I haven't tried the huge spawn volume things. Also now they're not spawning outside the map, because you see they're spawning in front of the stockpile sockets, and that's because I have 4 backup spawns on those.
Gotcha.
So I think if I... Let's see. So these turn off the teams. These on the side.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the backup spawns. I'm gonna block those, and then you turn on the Cobra team. So let's see where they spawn. So I'm now blocking the backup spawn. So just turn on the Cobra team.
Is that this one? Or did that turn it off? Did I press the wrong
The
button?
Eagle team.
Oh, okay, I see. Never mind. Let me turn that back on. This one. Gotcha. Okay. So now they're on.
Oh, they are still spawning.
There, I saved you. Killed them all.
Too late. But yeah, that's the spawn control platform.
That is really cool. This is awesome, actually.
Yeah, and if you zoom and mark, you can make it'll damage the bots, and then it'll start. I don't know why they spawned in a different.
I just did that. I zoomed and marked
Oh, okay.
and told them to
They
go
will
right there.
spawn on that location. So what we can do
Boom.
is, let's say, put both teams on, make it like down here,
Yeah,
then they will start fighting in that location.
that's cool.
I
So this
tried
is
making
actually
the
getting adjacent to a game mode I wanted to make, involving you know, having like squad-based controls almost.
I tried making the scripting so where
Yeah.
one ping would spawn only one team, and another kind of ping would spawn the opposite team, so you could ping 2 different locations, but I was running into like crazy issues.
Gotcha.
I don't know why.
I'm surprised they don't have a thing where, you know, you can do the scan. I don't know why they don't use scan as a something you could trigger. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like
That would be
events,
cool.
Yeah.
And that way you could like toggle if you're spawning which team by using the scan to toggle. But yeah, the one thing, I mean, maybe you could just do this instead of me, but because since you're already experienced with this stuff, is I want to make a custom power-up pickup that you can get, that whenever you activate it, it summons a bot that stays within a certain range around you, like, you know, Galaga and all those games, like the flying shooter things, where you'll you know, you'll get that little bot that orbits your character and like shoots at things for you. I basically want to build a bot that does that just sort of stays around you, so if they get too far away from you, just teleport them back to the player or something like that. And then if they, you know, whenever they die, they're dead, and whenever you use the ability again, you'll spawn another one. And maybe there's a countdown timer for whenever they just automatically die. And otherwise, it's just like a bot with a pistol or an assault rifle or something like that to help guard you.
You cannot make bots follow the player.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
what
if you
I've
just
seen-
keep,
what I've seen is
if you make a
I've seen
zone follow the
Yeah.
player and constantly move the zone to the player. If they get outside the zone, as soon as they leave the zone,
Oh,
you can just
shit.
teleport them back to the player's location.
Damn, dude, yeah.
And then
Let's see.
brute force them to stay there.
Yeah, that could be useful. Because what I've seen is that the bots, they will target the power weapons.
Yeah.
Even if there's like flags on the map or zones, they will always like target the power weapons first.
I think you can also
You cannot-
disable
you
if a
cannot
player
skip those
can
two.
pick up weapons. I think you can disable that. So then if you can disable that for the bot as well,
Yeah.
maybe it'll also stop trying to go for him. I don't know if its AI will
Maybe.
know that it's been disabled or not, so it may not know to worry about that. But yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool if we could get it going. But it would be kind of weird because they constantly be teleporting back to you in the middle, and that might make it really hard for enemies to kill them. So it might be better to like tune them so that they are immortal and have a countdown timer instead of they can be killed. And then that way, you know, it'll like as long as they're not too powerful, then you can just let them be an immortal character running around you, and shooting at them will do nothing. You know, they'll even soak hits for you in that case, because they'll constantly be like getting between you and the enemy and stuff. So in a way, you could use them as a meat shield and you know, a little gun.
Yeah.
The only downside is if you go to 24-player match, you can't spawn any of them. It has to be like a 4v4 or a 6v6
Oh,
or
yeah.
maybe even a 12v12 kind of power-up that you create, but you can't do it in any maps that are 24-player because you need to use that bot. I mean, once they add AI to the game, I'm wondering if the AI will count against the 24 players. They probably won't. And so maybe you could spawn grunts or something like that. And at that point, I wonder also if those AI are going to have like the ability to direct them, so you could just say no, turn around and walk back to the player, or strafe back toward the player, or something like that, instead of having to teleport them. But we'll have to see whenever they get that into the game if that's going to have it. But yeah, more about your map. What were you were you going to show anything else off? Because this has all like been really awesome. But is there anything else you want to show off before I
Yeah, well,
end it?
the things you would want to check, let's say are these spawn volumes here.
Yeah.
So just like check each one, and also there's script brains named comment dot something. So there's multiple script brains which are just comments. So you can open a script brain. It has multiple identifiers in it. That is just
Okay.
text that I've written down.
Where are
So
those?
Let's say on me, I'm here.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
the
I see. It's
sky
laying on
on
its
a-
side. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, so all the ones that are laying on the side, they're those comments, so you can just like read them. I wrote down the stuff that I wrote.
Oh, brilliant! I was wondering how you could do how you did this. Now I understand. You just named identifiers, the text you wanted to put in there.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah, that works. And then just lined them up to be a continuous sentence. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I was wanting to do that. Do notes in mine too. Wow. That's a cool idea. Okay, well.
Yeah, so what I'd suggest is maybe not during the stream, but on your free time, just like read through all
Yeah.
the comments.
On how you
And
did
then
the different stuff.
after you've read a comment, like then check let's say you read the comment about the equipment, then just like check the options of the equipment pads. Just like, let's say this one drop wall equipment pad, it's exclude ranked, and it has the default settings, but then there's a drop wall pad that is include ranked, but it has half the ammo, because that's what they use in ranked.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then here for the power weapon pads, also power equipment pads, there's one for include big team battle, and it has the nav point turned off, because in big team battle you don't have the nav point showing like through the walls. Okay, like here's a sniper rifle through the wall.
I hadn't noticed that before, but yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like all those small details, they are in this map.
Yeah. Do the spawn points, the initial spawn points change color whenever you set them to team? I think they did in Halo Reach or something, but I don't think they do in
Yeah,
this one,
but
right?
not here.
Yeah. I was just wondering because maybe you could set them above or below the script brains that are comments to sort of mark these like red or like set them to green team or something to like mark them and make them easier to find. But I think you probably have them in a folder. You can just select them all probably really easily, right? To like
yeah, I
locate
have
them.
the folder set up.
Cool. So yeah, that'll be easy enough to find them. I was just wondering if there's a way to change that color real quick. But that's awesome. This is a really cool map, actually. This is super awesome.
Yeah, and then here I tried to visualize this with the vehicle and player standing on these blue blockers that I see nobody ever use. So use a team blocker set to neutral team, and it'll block vehicles and players. You don't have to like overlap a player blocker and a team blocker.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I did with my map is vehicle and player with that opening in the ceiling. I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And if I set it, so if it's set to neutral, even in a team map, it'll still apply to the teams, right? I guess, yeah, this is a team map, and you don't have a problem here, so.
And also in free for all, it'll still apply.
Yeah, okay. I might just put that in my, put that on my opening so I don't have to have two of them. And then that'll allow me to, and then I'm going to open up the other opening, which is sort of like a big tunnel going up. So whenever I make that, I'll put one of those in there too. That's really cool.
So
this is a cool shape
spawn volume thing. Spawn volume thing. That's like one big thing.
Yeah.
And the other big thing is if you go to the Forge menu, go to the rightmost tab, Tool Settings, and then turn on the Nav-mesh visualization.
Oh
You
yeah.
can look at the ground of the map and just see like all the arrows are where the bots can go.
Yeah.
All the blue is where the Nav-mesh has generated. So you can like check.
And you can place like custom
all the
options to
all
put
the
there.
green arrows are custom arrows which didn't generate regularly.
That you created. That's really cool.
So you can check like, let's say for the gravity lift, how do you make a bot use a gravity lift?
Yeah,
Or how do you
actually.
make a bot use a teleporter?
Is that a jump or a run? Like, would you use that?
It's a one-way movement for the
Oh,
gravity
okay.
lift.
So no, yeah, okay, I see. So the bot knows
So
it can
in the
get
middle
up there. If it goes there, it'll actually run up there. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, that's awesome. Is this an interest point, a point of interest, or bot walk one way? Okay, so this is just this walk one way is just to tell them, look, you don't want to turn around once you get to that grav lift. Just go that way. Is that what you do? Is that what that's for?
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's like once you get there.
Bot walk one way is used for these lifts that go up.
I wonder if that's how you could do like a campaign-like map. You use bot walk one way as to sort of script how they should enter the arena, and then right after they enter, you just let them go and let them sort of like just fight the player.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder if that's going to apply once the AI are added, the not the campaign AI. I mean, but yeah.
And one thing about building Nav-mesh here in the curved corner, you see these grass objects. Like, even though they are no collision.
Oh yeah.
Forge.
It creates a collision.
Yeah.
And so, what is this thing? You just said so where it sort of tells them to jump on top of it, and it sort of like fixes that basically.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. So what you need to do is you need to hide those objects from your. So go into the folder structure and put all the grass and flower objects into a folder, and then just hide that folder for the duration of you building the Nav-mesh.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you will get weird shit like this. Even though these are no collision, the bots will think that they have collision.
I guess that could apply for other things too. I'm not sure exactly when you'd use it, but there are probably some times whenever you might want to make them want to run into like if you want to build like traps on a map, and they could that could like damage them or something like that, and they normally would not think to run into them, but you want them to for some reason, for example. Yeah, I don't know. There probably sometimes.
Here's a little trick with the staircase. If you use a 10% glass, you pretty much won't see it. It's like almost invisible.
Oh,
but
okay.
Then, like grenades will bounce off predictably off of that as well.
Yeah, that's like bringing it back to Halo 2 and Halo 1. Like, that's what they used to do with Halo. I think even like Bungie used to do that all the time. They'd make more like complicated geometry into Halo reach and stuff like that. But then they had their terrain actually had like a layer that would like smooth things out or something, from what I understand. So complex areas would just be grenades would just be simpler. But yeah, that's a really good idea.
This here is a team blocker, and
And it doesn't do
it. Doesn't have the predictable.
Ah, gotcha. So you can make them smoother if you want to with the team blocker, whenever you need to.
Yeah.
But then the actual, if you want the grenades to bounce off it, then you have to use the glass. Okay, that's really cool.
And also Nav-mesh builds better on this glass thing.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, this one's all weird and broken up and unusual. I see that. Okay.
And also this little 2x2x2 and 1x1x1 blocker things, they are to help smooth the movement when you're moving sideways.
Oops, I must have held down the back button, my bad. I was trying to just get down in there. But yeah, I saw that they had built something like that. I thought they had like objects that were just like made to be like a little staircase, but that makes sense that they probably just built them out.
They always build them like that out of blockers.
That makes sense. I think I want to do that on my map too in a few places, but most of the Halo 2 map, since it's based on Halo 2, it pretty much was built to just have actual angled slopes at the bottom. So whenever I built it out like that, I pretty much have them all sorted there, but whenever I actually put staircases in my maps, that's going to be important. But yeah, that's really cool. I think, unless you got some in particular, like any particular things to show me still before I go, I think I do have to get going. Because my kids are starting to throw fits.
Not anything really.
Okay.
Like when you have time, I'd suggest
I'm gonna dive into it.
Check out the comment scripts.
Yeah, and then and yeah, so everyone, you should check this out too. If you're anyone watching, you should really check this map out. It's really cool. I think this should be the standard of how people get into this, to be honest. But yeah. All right.
If you wanna prefab this little reflection thing here, you can move this anywhere on the map once you've built reflection volumes, and then you can check how the reflections look.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, and also every map has a global reflection volume at 0, 0, 1000. So
Okay.
it's up here. I just made a primitive ball to show
Where it would
the
be
position.
located? Okay.
Yeah, this thing on the top. This
So
is
that's
just
the,
a primitive sphere.
Yeah. That's
But
the
it's just to show the location.
and that default one is the one that shows up whenever you set up your reflections, but don't have a volume to judge by. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see it easily if I just bring this reflection ball thing here, this debug ball. So here we have cool reflections caused by this reflection volume here.
Yeah.
But if I move this outside here, it's gonna smoothly transition into the global reflection volume, which is at 0, 0, 1000.
Cool. Okay.
So if you have, for some reason, weird
Reflections
reflections
showing up.
on your map, then
Yeah.
it might be that like you covered the global volume with some black item or something. Let's say it's in a wall or something.
I probably have done
Mountain
that
or
since
something.
my Waterworks map is all the way at the ceiling of the map.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, well, like I said, I probably gotta get going because my kids are starting to fuss, so I think this is probably a good time to turn it off. But yeah, this is really cool though. I'm gonna come back in here and read all these comments as soon as I can because this is awesome. And
Yeah.
probably just play around watching the bots fight.
Yeah,
think-
it's gonna teach you a lot about the spawns.
Yeah. Sorry, that's my son screaming in the background. Let's see. All right, so yeah, okay. I guess this will be the end of the stream. That's a perfect timing to end, I think, and get going. So yeah. All right, I'll catch you later though. I'll have to sign out of Discord as well.